I live.
That would suit you.
Well, if you ever want to... your credentials.
Cheers, mate. No, I'm not Witcher 3. I mean, this is the greatest game ever made, mate, and I want to get to the end of it, so... Getting some cool shit now, though. Now we're getting towards the end game.
Perfect. Statues of Cool's guardians.
Beyond these portals lie two relics that were once powered by my blood. Take the vials you recovered and use them to activate the relics.
I will stay here and prepare the ritual. Be careful.
Angels are no better than demons. Did you know that they once voted on whether or not to eliminate all of mankind? Only one vote saved us from extinction.
Tyrael.
Yes. Whatever else he may be, he is the aspect of justice. And there is no justice in murder.
No. I cannot do that.
Hiya, guys, yeah.
Finally,
Hiya.
I have unlocked the secret of the soul stones once given to the Horadrim by Tyrael. An impressive creation, to be sure, but one that I am certain can be duplicated. No, not just duplicated, improved upon. My soul stone will be made to contain the souls of many demons, or even angels.
I cannot do that.
Always expected to return.
I'm afraid not.
No, I don't think so. Not right now, anyway. Not unless I think I said on the show this week that it's obviously gone crazy and a lot of people are talking about it. But I think I'll get it when it becomes cheaper, because it's not one of my greatest enjoyable games. I wasn't into it originally, but I think because it's
that needs to recharge. I'm afraid not.
Well, I can't tell you. You can see how much I'm sitting upright compared to previous. It just is. It's so different, so comfy. I've got some Gumtree stuff to tell you. If you've not listened to the show yet, I've just been dealing with Gumtree people, and one of them has just blown my mind. Because I'm like, one, why take the bother to actually write to somebody and say this? But then two, for it to be so stupid in its comment, it beggars belief. And I'm like, and I did write back to him and said, are you actually stupid? Because your statement doesn't make sense. So I'll tell you the Gumtree bit then, because it's interesting. It really is interesting. So, and this is how people. Well, I'll tell you the story and just get ready. So all afternoon I've been checking my emails, and actually my iPad's been out of charge, so it's like when I use my phone for emails, I use my phone for emails, I use it to glance at, to be prepared to do them properly on the iPad. I don't like doing my emails on my iPad, on my phone, because it's just too small and it just feels inadequate for me. It's a good reference thing. So that's what I've been doing. But because I saw Gumtree, I went out my way to do it. So all afternoon there's been a really nice guy messaging me and saying, I'm really interested in the Switch and I'm interested in the DS. Have you still got them both for sale? Yeah. He then comes back, instant replies they are, and says, oh right, can I ask a bit about them? I don't know much about them. It's for my kids. I said, well, I actually do the gaming industry. I said, I'm a reviewer, I do a podcast, so I'm well up on this subject. He then writes back and says, well, can I ask why you're selling? Can I ask what state it's in? And I tell him basically, look, I'm selling it because it's unused at the minute. I rely on the other two consoles. So there's very few things out for it for me, and I plan to get one in a year's time anyway, when there's more games. So he writes back, says, right, no problem. Then he writes, then it was right. He then says, right, I'm interested. So fair enough. And I says, right, just to give you a bit more info, it's got a screen, I've got 2 games, I've got 2 steering wheels. It's a really good bargain, because they're very hard to get hold of. But I don't think I even said that. But by the by. So I then left it, and I said to him, is it possible to pay by bank or PayPal? I says, because I don't deal in cash, because I can't spend it. I don't go anywhere. So at that point in time, it was my tea time. And as you guys know, I cook, and I was doing my kitchen, and I've been sorting. You haven't taken note yet, by the way. Get ready. So, and I'm sorting my kitchen out. So obviously, I'm doing real life stuff. And doing real life stuff, as in sorting my room out, because the guys come to pick my settee up. So I've finally got all my settees sorted. I've got my cupboard ready for my new printer. Just got to buy a table for it to stand on. That's got to come, because I'm absolutely skint, by the way. I have literally skimped myself to the bottom line. I'm like out of money, but my own fault, my mistakes, not anybody's problem. But anyway, so I'm now sorting all that out. So I'm then in the kitchen and I'm cooking, doing all my cooking, doing shit like that. And basically, I don't pick my. I don't pick my. Sorry, I'm just sorting the thing out. I don't pick my phone back up for at least 2 hours, about 20 minutes ago. So the guy that's been really good all afternoon, his email reply to me would have been straight after. And it was, mate, really interested, I can come Friday, I'll buy both, is $4.70 okay for both? I'll even buy your missus a curry and stuff and stay for a couple of hours, because I've got a couple of hours to kill. We can have a chat. Is that all right? So I'm thinking, I'm not bothered about people staying and chatting that I don't know of, because I don't think I know him. He hasn't made it clear that he knows me. So, and obviously, in that interim of 2 hours, when I've been doing real life stuff, I've not replied to him. So I've literally just picked the phone up before I came on here. And there's this guy's replies, and then this other guy that I can't wait to tell you about. So then, I'm on there, and as I've gone to my email, this guy who was interested in the deal, he's wrote to me 3 times. Right? Like, 3 times. He's like gone, all right, mate, yeah. Then about 20 minutes later, oh, you've not replied. Hope I've not offended you by ordering a low price and stuff like that. And then about half an hour after it, which was about 7 o'clock time on the timeline, oh, mate, looks like you're not interested. I've offended you. You've not replied to me. Not nastily, but like really like giving me the, oh, you looks like you're not replying, so you can't be bothered kind of thing. I've been right with you. And I'm like thinking, Jesus Christ, people have got lives. But anyway, I forgot to mention, I'd replied to him after one of his early ones to say, mate, all sorted, do apologise, I've been working, I've been cooking, and Friday's fine. I've said to myself, I'm not bothered about the food or anything. My flat's not big enough, so don't worry about anything like that. I accept your offer. That's when I found the other 2. Oh, you've not replied. Looks like you've lost interest. At least you could have replied. And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. So I wrote back to him again and said, I literally said to him, mate, as I've just put, I've been eating. I've been doing normal stuff. So whatever you want to do is entirely up to you. So I've sent that, and I'll have a look for replies in a bit. But in the interim, and this is the funny one, this blows my mind. So I've had a reply off somebody, off Gumtree, about my Switch. This is what he wrote. Why are you charging a ridiculous amount? I have one for sale. I've reported you for selling at this price as you are damaging my sale chances. So one, I've like lost my shit. And I've like gone, I've wrote back to him, I've said, right, okay, first, I don't know why you've wrote back to me. I says, but can you please tell me what your thinking is of my high price damaging your chance of selling yours at whatever price you've got? And I went, that's opposite. I said, and the bottom line is, whatever price I'm selling mine at, nobody has to buy it. He actually wrote the words, I've reported you, you are selling it too high, you are damaging my chances of selling. But if you're selling it for way lower, you'll sell yours way fucking quicker than mine goes. Can't wait to see if I get a reply. Because have you, like, what the fuck are you on? That is the craziest reply I have ever heard. Your high price is damaging the chances of me selling mine. How do you work that out then? What planet of sales are you living on? And as I said to him at the end, whatever money I sell mine at is irrelevant to you. One, it doesn't matter to you. And 2, nobody makes anybody pay it. I've got to say, I think I said it on the show, I think, to be honest, if I'm just waiting for this guy who sounded genuine this afternoon, and to be honest, if he not, I'm pulling the adverts off, and I'm going to stick them on eBay, to be fair, just as a package together, just to get rid of it. One, because I need some money, to be honest, in the next week. I don't know, it's up to Ricky. It might be tomorrow. Can't wait to talk about this on there, because we'll have a right good chat on this. But seriously, fucking, I mean, what? Your high price is damaging my chances of selling mine. That has got to be the single best thing I've ever heard, ever. But wait a minute, if I'm Mr. Jones looking for a Switch, and this guy is selling it for stupid amount, but one's here for like really low price, fuck it, I'll buy the one at most expensive. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ, give me strength. And as I've said before, I don't know how people can... This is why I've always said I don't like Gumtree, and I've said Preloved is a better clientele, and it is by a mile. I don't think I'm dealing with Gumtree again. In fact, I may even take the advert off tonight. Because Christ on a bike. Give me fucking strength. In fact, I'm going to get my iPad in a minute. I think it'll be charged, so I can't wait. I'll keep you updated. Oh, Struth. I ask you. You can't win, can you? You can't win. But I really hope that guy replies to me. Because I can't... it don't make sense what he said. It just don't, does it? No. And just hang on a minute. I've not even done ranting yet. I've reported you. What for? You've reported me for trying to sell something. What? And what have you actually reported me for? Selling something at a high price? Like I've said, nobody makes you buy anything. I forgot to mention that when I did reply back to the guy who said, you've got a high price, I actually said the words to them, I think you best go and do some research, because they're very hard to come by at the minute, hence why the prices are pretty high at the minute. So clearly you've not done your research. I'll tell you what it might be, that clan might have sold it for about 280 quid. And he's pissed now that everybody else is selling it for way more. That's what might be the problem. Seriously, crazy. Crazy. But like I said, I might just... In fact, I might just tell everybody, look, forget it. I'm dealing with too many fucking clans. I'll stick it on eBay. Well, I think same as Hayden says as well, you know, fuck it, put it on, go and take it to CX. To be honest, if I had got transport, that's probably what I'd do.
I cannot do that.
I just love that death corpse thing on this fucking character. By the way, when you see them like spikes going, that's that thing I talk about on the show. It's when you kill something. There are clans on eBay, Mr. Freeze, but the thing is, you've got a lot of comeback, haven't you? You know, if you do get ripped off, that's one of my spells, that is, and I don't know what it is. One of my new spells I got last night.
I cannot do that.
Yeah, with eBay, you've got some comeback, haven't you? If somebody rips you off, if somebody doesn't pay, or if somebody... You know, you've got comeback. If you buy something and you don't get it, you can claim it back on your card. So eBay, even though it's just a bigger cesspool as anything else nowadays, it literally is really like you've just got a bit of guarantees now and again. Yeah, I've not even started. That's what I'm trying to be honest, I'll be honest, Rogue. As much as I have been waiting for this, and I thought I was going to hammer it, I've just not really felt like playing anything, to be honest, at the minute. I'm just not in a decent mood. You've never used eBay? No, it doesn't shock me, Mark. Not at all, mate. Not at all. I will say something about eBay, and I can say this about a lot of websites. I can name 2 or 3 big websites that I actually remember. That's how long I've been on the internet. I actually remember the time. Like a couple of big sites. Yeah, I've just got that, and I think I'm wearing it. I think I'm wearing it, mate. Let's hit the best spell of the lot. Here we go. Just look this spell.
That is not possible.
Looked at Elite earlier, a real grind. I don't know. I'll bang it on the Xbox. I forgot to do it last night, to be honest. I was up late last night.
We will seal the shadow locks with
I always am
vials of
after a
his blood,
podcast.
And we will hide the blood in the desert under eternal guard.
But yeah, what I was saying about eBay and stuff, I know 3 websites that I remember, eBay being one of the biggest. I remember when that site was literally like 4 or 5 pages big, and it was completely free. Free to join, free to buy stuff, not free to buy stuff, free to display stuff. You could put things on eBay forever and never get charged. And that was like that for a long, long time, by the way. The other website I remember being very early in its infancy was eBuyer. eBuyer is a big site I use, and if you don't ever use eBuyer, I recommend you do it. It's a PC site. So yeah, definitely use that site. But I remember that when it was literally 2 pages big.
That is not possible.
I think its entire inventory was on 2 pages, and it is so big now. It's like one of the best PC websites I use, actually. And the final one was Shop 2. I remember when Shop 2 was like nothing, literally nothing. So, Mr. Freeze, I don't know whether you're joking and taking the piss, mate, but I actually do. That is the truth. It is. That is the God's honest truth. I actually do remember them things. Do you know, I still don't know, after playing this game so many hours forever, but I still don't know that if you sell your items in the thing and it's got a jewel in it, does your jewel get returned? I don't think it does it? I don't think it does. It definitely is that spell. I'm just going to read what that actually is doing. It is now, it is unleashes the line of spikes that deals 100% weapon damage. Damage is increased by 100. No, summon bone spikes. No, what is that spell then? Because that is definitely working. Ah, it'll be one of my passives, won't it? I bet you any money it will. Is it one of my passives? You are healed for 10%. If that's a real site, Mark, I'm going to surprise you now. I've never heard of it. Unless it's a typo that you've done. I don't know what that spell's happening. That ring there. That ring came when I did that. On a serious note, I can remember when, if you wanted stuff, you had to go find it in town or a bigger town. Mr. Smith, I'm going to tell you something. I've lived in an era this time that probably most of us have, that I actually remember no internet. No internet. And then I remember getting my first PC that had 40 megabyte hard drive, and I thought it was the bollocks. And then I got the internet, and it was on dial-up.
I'm afraid not.
And it was like, it was dial-up, and you had to, the phone was always bloody, Christ, I didn't realise I was wearing a one-handed weapon again. That's cost me. And I didn't realise, you know, that you were taking the phone line up, and then you used to get family members saying, I've tried to ring you this week and all that stuff. And then the internet shopping, we first realised that, me and my first wife actually, that we suddenly went from like we used to go to town at least definitely once a week, sometimes twice a week. It was the norm. People did. It's how you shopped. It's how you did everything. You'd of course got your local shops, but then the big town that you did, we used to go shopping and things like that. So
I'm afraid not.
We then slowly started to order things online, and it went from there, and that's how it all started. But I am now going to tell you now, full circle, and I say this on the show. When I say to you guys I don't go out and do... I am the biggest guilty person on the planet Earth of doing my entire shopping online. And I honestly believe there is nothing now, and I think it's a true fact. It used to be a joke of the internet, didn't it? But I think you can actually buy... There is nothing you cannot buy on the internet.
That is not possible.
Remember free serve when they gave you that free internet for an hour a night and you used to sit at 6 o'clock constantly redialing and getting that engaged tone? Fuck, you know, I used to waste... Can't tell you the amount of hours I spent doing that. Daft thing is, free save is still going. And I could have swore blind free save went tits up at one point. I am pretty certain free save went tits up, but it's like the big thing now with the young lad on, isn't it? Ooh, this is interesting. Look. Ooh.
That is not possible.
Do you know something else? I'll tell you that I never got into news groups because I didn't know how to do it.
That is not possible.
I didn't know how to do it. That's the truth about news groups. I was never into all that because I just didn't know how to do it. Whenever you used to sign for emails and you used to get that, do you want to be a news group and shit like that, I always said no because I hadn't got a fucking clue what to do. CompuServe, yeah, remember the AOL discs? I think Ricky actually showed me an AOL discs.
No.
I'll tell you now, online shopping, Gypsy, is probably one of the best things ever. I really do think so. I think online shopping is just great.
That is not possible.
It really is. It's brilliant. And you kind of appreciate, I mean, normal people, then yeah, you still go to the shops, you're fit and you're healthy and stuff. But I will tell you now that online shopping nowadays is an actual godsend for some people. You've got to think, what about the people that live alone? Do you know what I mean? Like old people that live alone and stuff like that. You've got to think online shopping is just, it's just great. Mr. Freeze, you're not wrong. It is, like we joke and everything, it's that world that we see on the sci-fi movies, don't we? Where, you know, nobody goes out anymore, nobody socialises anymore. And that's what it is. Mate, I keep threatening to walk because it's getting really daft nowadays. It really is. It's getting silly. I do need to start walking at least. Let me concentrate on this a minute. Oh, triangle. Our towns have been like that for about 8 years, mate. Our towns have been like that now for years. We only live in obviously a small village surrounded by towns either side and then cities either side. It's like we're sandwiched. We're like a very small village in the middle. Then there's two towns, that's our main shopping thoroughfare. Then there's two cities, Derby, Nottingham, so we're like right in the middle. So it's like, that's how we are. And the shops in these places, it literally is. It's turning into that crazy time, do you know what I mean? Now commands your skeletons to explode. No, I don't want them to explode. No, I don't want them to explode. That's a crap spell. I want to keep them going because they help my attack. Without a shadow of a doubt, Cameron, I'm 100% I agree with you, mate. It's a shame, but it's just, it's the way it is. And like I've just said, you've got to, I think people diss online shopping, the big corporate supermarkets, for purely because of what they are, greedy kind to be seen. But I actually am starting to look at it, especially since living alone. You've got to think they're a godsend for a lot of people. Think of that poor old lady that lives on her own that can't get to the shops. You know, online shopping for such as them are an absolute brilliant thing.
Engineer these events.
For now, they are the greatest.
And you actually spend less when you online shop, by the way.
No. No.
I'm afraid not.
No.
Absolutely love that spell. That kicks ass. Really does. Somebody just said about, is this my last week streaming? If you've listened to the show, what I meant about the streaming still stands. And I've literally only done streaming tonight because I had planned to play this anyway.
Try as we might.
Basically to tell you the Gumtree story because I just thought it was funny. Thought it'd be a good chatting point. But yeah, what I said on the show, if you've not listened to it in the intro, about the streaming.
There is only one course of action left to us. We will separate his body and his head and hide the body within
You know what's the best thing about online shopping? And I think you will agree because I've listened to some of your past rants. No. Online shopping can be a good thing, like I say. Depends how you use it and what you use it for. Such as me, it's a good thing. Living alone, I would spend way more money if I had to go to the shops. Yeah, just to point your thing out, Mark, about what I was saying about that. And what I've done today, I was actually on I was on my TV YouTube, and I didn't realise because it's something I never click. But if you click library on your TV YouTube, it actually takes you to your own channel because you're signed in.
Give it more time.
So it takes you to your own channel. And what I did today, I actually spent time going through all the last 3 months of my streaming, just to basically look at what the likes were. And to prove a point, like I was addressing on the show, like the last 3 videos, or the 3 streams that I did, both were 2.5, 3 hours long. Both had got over 250. I think one of them had got nearly 500 viewers. And one of them had got 9 likes. And I'm really glad that Hayden pointed it out too, because I didn't want it to sound like I was whiny moaning. I ain't whiny moaning about streaming, because I either do it or I don't. I play games either way. But it just like I say, to get more people in and to get things, you know, that people appreciate you doing it. And I never want appreciation of doing it. I don't. It just don't bother me. But it's a point I make that if I am streaming every night, and there's like 25 to 40 people in the room, depending on what you're streaming, but then the back end of it, there's an average of 250, 350, 450 people go and watch that video to then only see 9 likes. Anybody would be disheartened with that, no matter how you want to run your YouTube or anything else. That is pretty pissy and disheartening, that you're giving up 2.5, 3 hours every night to sit and chat, and you guys class it as entertainment, and I hope it is. I think it is. To then go and check, because that's what we do. That's, you know, you want to feel that people are enjoying your stuff. And to be honest, the bottom line of it, and let's just try and judge this for what it is, and it's not like so it gets promoted and get more people. It kind of is on the back end, but me personally, it makes me think that you guys actually do like what I'm doing. So if you look at it from my point of view of what I'm looking at, say I go and watch the videos from the other night, right, and I want to see how you guys have reacted to it, and one of the videos about 4 days ago got 459 viewers and had 12 likes. So if you was me, trying to work and analyse that stuff out, what would you think? You would actually think people don't like it. Because that's what it's there for. So for me seeing, well, 500 people have watched this, but only 12 people really liked it. So what's the point in doing it? There's no point doing it because only 12 people liked it. So yes, it would get us noticed if everybody clicked it and it gets promoted. But on the back end, I look at it from a personal point of view. Do you guys enjoy what it is? And when only 12 people are telling you yeah, just do the maths, guys. I mean, you yourself, if you were sitting on here every single night for 3 hours playing games and talking to people and stuff, and then you'd think to yourself, oh, I wonder what people will think of my videos. Oh, only 9 people liked it. That's just the point I make, and I did it at the point first off when I talk about that as well. I do miss playing games on my own. Because after all, we're gamers. I am a gamer. That's why I've done my gaming podcast for nearly 11 years now. So that's the point. So I do enjoy it. But you still do... You want to know that people enjoy it. By the way, I've paid more money for a graphic. Not cheap either. Spent quite a bit of money on this. Bollocks. Spent quite a bit of money on this for a graphic by a professional artist. So there's only one other like on this video so far. Well, so I've paid money today for, or I did earlier in the week, for a graphic to put on the t-shirts for the Rambler show, and it's and it's me and Ricky in caricatures, and what I've had the artist do, I'm not going to spoil it and I'm not going to tell you, but when you see the graphic you'll think it's brilliant. That's going to be in an emblem. There's 2 things I'm deciding on, and it's a few weeks down the line. So I've now got the graphic of the design, which is 2 caricatures of me and Ricky. It's going to say Cranky Rambler somewhere, so it's either just going to be a badge on the breast pocket for a Rambler shirt, or the cartoon is that good, and if somebody else is designing me another Cranky Rambler new design, if the design is that good with the caricatures on it, I might make one t-shirt with a print in the middle of that with the Cranky Rambler on it. I don't know yet. I'll throw it open to you guys when it's all sorted. But at least I've paid for the graphic and I've actually got it today. So I've received it today, and I'm not joking. You're going to love it, I think. You really will. And I'm not throwing it out there yet till I've seen it and got it in its form that I want it in. But I think you'll like it. Ricky approved as well. I sent it him today on his way to Cardiff's. Reality, what you're saying about that like should be automatic if you've watched a certain amount. Do you know what, mate? I think that's a great point. And I think the bottom line of it, though, it's all about how YouTube do their analytics and stuff, innit? I mean, to be honest, we've lost nearly 10 viewers, probably me ranting about the likes, I guess. But you could question how YouTube do it. It must know you're watching this video on your device, and I think there should be some kind of reward system. And that's probably a good point, and that's something that YouTube ought to look into. I don't think they ever would, because their sheer algorithm, and then, do you know what I mean? And then the people that do it, I think it's the way YouTube want to do it. It's the way they analyse it. People like it. It gets plugged if people share it as well. You need to share that, but I don't push that anyway. Reality, I'm not questioning it, mate, because I'm guilty of it as well. But I will say this, and I said this the other day in the show. I am becoming less guilty of it because I now understand it more. So you know when you hear me talk on the shows, the kind of things that I like, my Roman Atwoods that I watch every night. I hope she has that baby soon, by the way, but that's just a private little video. So the Atwoods is my favourite. I watched Alex Steele, who's the young blacksmith. I loved his videos. I like every one of his videos now when I've watched it, because I actually understand what it's about. I don't like the I don't like the blatant things. I don't like the blatant thing about when they push it. You know, when they do a video and it's blatantly, guys, click like, click subscribe. Like, you know me, I always stick it at the end. I say it, and I forgot to say it. Half the people have left the room, so you know that I don't push it. But there did ought to be an automatic system. I think it's a good idea, actually. And people do forget. I agree. I think there should be a better way. But I do believe that you're right in what you say, though. I actually do like that idea. It's not one I've heard, actually. But the thing is, Shindol, as well, a good point there. It proves a point. An average room of an evening, I don't mind this average 20 to 40 people. It's people that listen to the show. It's people who enjoy it. It's me to chat to people live. But it clearly people do like it, because 300-400 people watch it after, which is great. Now, you would think them people, such as what you've just said, not everybody can get on at this time. But I have had so many emails from people that said, Toz, really enjoyed your stream last night. I watched it in bed, you know, today. So people are going to watch it, but that's the time you'd think people would like it. Because they're in bed, probably entertaining you, you're probably having a laugh and a chuckle at some stories I'm saying. That's the kind of point when I watch videos. When I watch Alex Steele finish one of his... Views count for nothing. That's the point. That's the whole point of YouTube. Views count for shit. Except other... And this is another big point, by the way. And I've never talked about this, but think about it logically. Do you know when I'm asking for review copies to stream on my channel, they want me to point them to my videos. So how shit does it look if only 450 people are watching it, which is quite good for a nightly streamer, but only 12 people are clicking like? That person who's the PR looks at that, and what are they going to see in their profession? They're going to say, well, 400 people are watching this, but why are only 12 people liking it? What's the guy doing? He can't be very good at it. And that's another point you have to put into context. You see, and there's another point when Hayden touched on it. It's the likes and the shares. Do you know if one of your videos gets pushed to the front of YouTube because it suddenly gets an influx of likes and shares, it gets pushed to the front end of YouTube? This is how the big YouTubers start. It's a massive ball down a hill. You start it rolling, it gathers pace, it gathers momentum. That's exactly what this is. It only gets pushed to the front end when likes and shares are done. So if we're just doing this every night and it's not getting pushed, it will never go forward, ever. That's why it never does go forward. Because you think of the criteria. The main criteria is stream every night. I stream every night for an average of 2.5 hours to 3 hours every night. That's the recipe for success, apparently, according to everybody else. So, why ain't it? Alexa, main 40%.
Sorry, main isn't responding.
Oh, I know why, because my Wi-Fi went down today. My Wi-Fi went down today. Would you fight Boogie for charity? I wouldn't fight Boogie for charity because I think I'd kick his ass, to be fair, and I don't think it'd be nice. Let me put my light on. It's not responding because the bloody internet had to be reset. I had to actually click reset on my internet box today because Sky was having a fart. Oh yeah, it's really not responding now, boys. Oh yeah, we have a problem. And sure, the bulb is turned on. Oh, I know what I know. Bear with me, guys. You've got to get up. By the way, there's one amazing thing about this new settee, which helps me physically. It's actually I can get up a lot easier. Because the other one was really low to the ground, and you used to see me struggle probably getting out. Now this is really high and stuff, and I actually can just get out of it, which is way better on my back and my legs. Back in a second, because I think I've actually turned the light off. 2 secs. Yeah, I have. I've turned it off. I turned it off. I had. That's just automatic pilot turning it off. God, look at my handsome looks in this light. It's too bright. I might as well do it on here now. That's better. You can see my beautiful face. Anywho, the Gumtree saga, I'll check it in a minute. I'll get my iPad. What am I trying to do here? I think I've just done I'm losing concentration on this game. Oh no, I've got to go through this portal. I was just checking my shit, weren't I? Yeah, the Gumtree thing looks like it's a... the guy that was going to come Friday wants to buy both my Switch and the DS at the same time, so... I've not had chance because I want to get this 3D room sorted out. And I'm slowly but surely, like I've said, sorting my room out to make more room. Or getting things sorted, which is a cool thing. But I probably will try the capture device again. I know a few people keep asking. And I know you guys are trying to push it because you want me to try the Twitch stream thing as well. Actually, 15,000 damage with just that easy thing. Wow. Oh shit. Things are starting to click now in Elite Dangerous. I will try it on the Xbox, Darren. After Aiden's chat, I thought it was very good. I thought it was a good show this week, by the way. Even without Ricky, if you've not listened to the show this week, I thought it was a banging show. I thought the guys did well this week. Thought we had some really good discussions. If you try playing games that are huge at any given moment, do you mean like Diabolo with a brand new DLC pack that actually got 6 people on the night and got 9 likes? That one. You don't get bigger than Diablo at the minute, mate. But I know what you're saying. But it comes to another thing, Shindo. Your Friday the 13th. Your Friday the 13th and your 100 what's it thing. If I don't like playing the games, there's no point, is there? Sounds suspicious wanting a Switch and 3DS. Maybe, mate, I get what you mean and I get people are cautious, but you've got to look at it like this. And this is why I always say this about people when they're going to buy stuff or they try and get gobby and things like that, right? How do you know what the person's like that you're going to see? It goes back to the abuse I once said, you know, a few months when all the shit kicked off. And I always used to say, how can an internet troll attack somebody or have a go at somebody and threaten them when they don't know who they are? Because like I've always said, if you're threatening somebody anonymously or you're going to go somewhere anonymously, how do you not know that guy is like a murderer or like one of the hardest people in the world? And you're going to rock up and think, okay, yeah, banging. I've always said that. That's why I'm not that sceptical about places like that, because let me just put something to you. If you was planning on doing it, let's say you was planning on doing something like really dodgy or like going to be a dick at somebody's ass, yeah? Like,
No.
how do you know you're visiting? How do you know you're not going to turn up and get your face absolutely smashed in by the hardest bloke in the world? And that's my point I make. You can't be threatening people online or going to do something when you've no clue where you're going.
I'm afraid not.
Hi, Wellesley. You okay, mate? You've missed my brilliant Gumtree story for 20 minutes, and also me pissing and moaning about likes on YouTube. Well, not pissing and moaning, just making a point. Well, no, that's the point, Mr. Freeze. How do you know that you're not going to somebody's ass who's like not like the hardest man in the world? Yeah, I was talking about the likes, Wellesley, about how I'm thinking of not stopping the streaming every night. Because one, I'm missing the game, the actual gameplay, and then when you're seeing only like a handful of people click like when you've got 450 views of the video, it don't add up, and it gets a bit, you know what I mean? Shindu, you know, don't even get me started on the bloody VR, because I'm that busy and that doing stuff this week. I've actually...
That is not possible.
Heard you on the show talking about hard for me to come in room nowadays, mate. This is 20. Yeah, mate, I agree with fully, mate. And that's the kind of point I made, though, Wellesley. What I was trying to stress to people was, and I've had this feedback about this streaming, about this channel.
I cannot do
that. My complaint was, well, not complaint, is that we get an average of a decent room because it's people that like the show and it's people that follow it and stuff like that. So basically what it is, the after effect where people like, such as yourself, can't watch it live, but they really like and tell you so, that we go, oh, I enjoyed your stream last night, Toz, I watched it in bed the day after. But then 400 people are doing that and only 12 people are liking it. And we was trying to get on the show and express on the show, like Hayden says, you don't get noticed unless that happens, likes and shares. And I've never forced that on anybody, but what I was trying to get across to, and I hope it didn't come across as whiny, because it was not meant to be at all. I was just literally trying to say, I've streamed nearly every night for 3 months. It's now locked at an average amount of people. But then we only get in them handful of likes. And as a person that wants to see if people enjoy the content, how can that prove to me that people are enjoying the content? It can't. It clearly can't. This game looks easier, by the way. We said that, reality. It's not easy, mate. It's just that I'm not going to sit here and say I'm good at it, which I am. But it can be as easy as you want. I can literally turn this game now into the hardest game that I can play. But I'm just trying to get to the end. And in fact, I tell you what, I meant to have a look what level I'm on. I'll actually show you. I'll have a look. I was going to say on the show, I bet this character gets nerfed actually in a patch, because I think when you're seeing me throw these spikes, this is raping everything in its line, look. And all that's doing is every one I kill, that is using the corpse of its body to attack the next one, and then the next one, and the next one, and it creates a chain. That's why I like this character. I think it's fantastically enjoyable. Plus, I want to try and finish this Necromancer so I can get to things. Going back to the VR we was talking about, I hope you enjoyed the chat on the VR about Skyrim, by the way. That's got me excited. Just want to ask you, do you game share on Play? We don't, Wellesley, we don't. We've mentioned it privately on Rambler, and that we don't, and we should do. We keep forgetting to sort it out. I know it's not that difficult, if I'm not mistaken. The thing is, when you only have a few watchers, I think we feel like we can actually talk to a lot of watchers. Mate, you should still be able to talk to me no matter how many's in the room. Because it won't change me. Won't change me. I'll still answer any question that's thrown at me, whether it's good, bad, shit or whatever. It'll not change me. That's why my channel's always the same as it is, mate. Because I am that normal person that you probably sit in the pub with and talk to on a Friday night and have a piss and a laugh and whatever. Yeah, I get what you mean, but yeah, if it got really daft.
I cannot do that.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to get Golf Club too. I mean, I don't know how that would even work if it works the same as Xbox. Am I not led to believe, Wellesley, though, that the kind of family share on the PlayStation doesn't work exactly like the Xbox does? Because the Xbox is crazy. One person has to have the game and you can even play together. That blows my mind. And I'm pretty certain, I might be wrong, but I don't think it's exactly the same on PlayStation, is it?
That is not possible.
Here we go. Time to really kick ass.
I cannot.
The reason this spell goes mad now, look, is because I've dropped the circle, and what the circle does is drops loads of gravestones on the floor. Now you may have noticed that the circle on my spells, look, is on a slow cooldown. What the circle does, when I pressed it, I saved that for really big monsters like the yellow ones then. When I press circle, it drops like 30 gravestones on the floor. Well, them gravestones contain a corpse, so I can instantly create my own army of corpses to then press square to then kick ass. That's why it's looking easy. I'm just managing the game better. Not sure if it's the same, but similar in regards to if buy one's a digital game, the other gets it also. Yeah, I think that's right, but I don't think it carries the point of, like we said. Say if we both bought, if one of us bought Forza, in fact we have, because I think I gave him my Forza originally. Say Ricky's got Forza on Xbox One, because we share, we can both play each other on that game at the same time, even though only one of us got the game. That's how their family share works. If I'm not mistaken, I think PlayStation does the same as regards Ricky buys MLB. I think I'd be able to play it, but not when he's playing it. I might be wrong. I might be wrong, I'm not sure. But I think that's how the PlayStation handles it. And I also think it's a bit more of a ball ache to do as well.
I have the body.
Then let me begin the ritual.
By the way, since when have IKEA changed their store delivery services? Alright, I'll have to look into it then, Wellesley. I'll have a word with Rickster this week. I think we're doing a Rambler tomorrow. And there'll no doubt be some Gumtree chat on there.
Just a bit longer.
You've heard me piss and moan on about IKEA's delivery charges.
Yes.
I wanted to buy one of them glass cases that I've got for my models and stuff. But the case was 40 quid and they want to charge 35 quid postage. Well, I need a new table in my little room behind me for my new printer that's on its way. And I went to look at a table today in IKEA, perfect measurements. Because my printer, new printer, is 62 across, 61 that way,
Welcome.
And the soul stone.
but fucking miles high. Build plate's massive, by the way. The things that I'm going to be able to build on this thing.
To my sanctum.
It's 300 by 300 square plate, so it's that size to build on it, but it's 400 high. And I have seen builds on there where people have printed bins, trash bins, and it's sat on the thing. Anyway, I want a table. Went to find the table on IKEA, thinking to myself, oh, that is a brilliant table. It's the right size. It's everything I want to get. I really want it. The table was only 35 quid. They're going to screw me for postage. So I don't know what made me, but I actually clicked it to go and click postage, and it was £7.50. So I will be getting that table, but like I said at the top of this stream, I can't tell you how skint I am. Seriously skint for like 10 days. My own fault. Made an error. My own... Oh, this is a big boss man, so just let me just gather my thoughts a minute. Let me just check I've not picked something up that's awesome. Because it's big boss man time. Right, reduces cooldown of all skills by 6%. That's a definite. 12 maximum S... Well, I'm not swapping that, not for nothing, because that's awesome. Have I got a jewel to put in it? I should have. Jewel. Can that special one go in? Oh, it can. You can go in there. That's a special jewel. Resist all could be a good one for now. Intelligence, I think that's what I do need, so I am going to stick that into shit. Yeah, I want that in there. As long as you have their account as your home console. I don't think I've ever had to do that, always just been there. I can tell you now, guys, regarding the PlayStation one, it is something to do with that home console, and I'll tell you the reason I know why. Is because I was trying to describe this to Ricky when his son got a PlayStation, and we was trying to figure it out, and he had a problem not being able to play one of his games that there was linked to. And I didn't know exactly the reason why, but it is something to do with that home console. You know, when you make it your home or your privilege one or whatever it's called, it is something to do with that. Because Ricky went to play the game on his other console another night, and he couldn't play it because even though it was family linked, it was something to do with that. So it is slightly more complicated than Xbox. Because the way the Xbox works, guys, everybody knows it. You literally just sign in. So you've got to have a really trustworthy friend or a family member. You literally sign into their account on your Xbox and then make that Xbox your home console. That's all you need to do. Job done. And they have to do the same on their console. End of story. When Tape shut the daughter, we share Spotify account and she's using it on 3 devices, so it deleted all the download. Oh. I downloaded my first album on Spotify. I didn't even know you could do that, by the way. That's how thick and stupid I am at my age. Right, let's put that. That's going to go critical hit in my weapon. Helmet is extra gold. Don't need that. Helmet is life. Yeah, we'll stick that in there. Boom. I think that is all the jewels. Yep, we're ready to rumble, I think, on this boss. Not that it's going to take that long to kill him. Yep, skills are rocking and rolling, so let's go and kill this boss. Yeah, it is to do about the home console, I know it is, that's a fact, because Ricky couldn't play one of his games. Here we go, let's kick the asses.
Long last, I can complete my life's work.
I've got a chance to grab a drink.
Tremble at my
Quick.
power. What is this?
I mean to kick your ass, boy.
How has
He
this
says,
happened?
hopefully.
The souls of the dead lords of hell have been absorbed into the stone.
Of the dead Lord.
Abandon your quest, Nephilim. Your allies seek only to control you with the power I offer.
Never finished my VR tour. I have got Spider-Man to play,
Over all creation.
and I have got that zombie game to play. So one stream this week, I will drop the gravestones and let's kick ass. Come on, kick his ass. Look, gravestones, look. As soon as you drop them gravestones, boom. Them gravestones are lethal. And I will say this, I've played this game to shit for years, you know I have. I've got ridiculous hours into it. I have never known stuff get killed that quick.
Seems my brothers have finally come looking for me.
I think I need to
Damn them.
put my level
I
up.
am not ready. Too much of my
And this is how you put your level up. You basically go, change difficulty. I bet I'm only on master, that's why. Oh, then again, that's pretty high. So I'm going to change it, look, to torment. Because, as I was saying on the show, look on the left-hand side. Why I'm on master level, I get 225% extra gold, 225 extra XP. Imperial gems can drop from monsters at level 61 or up. As soon as I drop up to another level, look, it gets silly. Because we then get higher legendary drop rates than the previous difficulty. So, like I said on the show, the higher you go, the better you go. So you've got to get your level. I'm going to do it now, even though I said to Steve to do it at his end game. What you might notice is, you might say, but Toz, you can't go higher than Torment 1. You can. When you're actually live in the game, it only lets you either go down a level or up a level while you're playing. However, to prove a point, if you quit the game, I'll wait till this story's finished just in case.
Finish it. The future of mankind depends on it.
So now I've got to go back to town. Well, no, I've got to get this thing in the middle. See, I nearly fucked up then. You think I'd know this because I've played it about 900 million times.
Is it true then? The slain lords of hell are within this stone.
20 years
I'll explain how you jump more level. All you do is you go to that menu on your options, go to quit,
That's why you left
which takes
me.
you back to
You
main
went to
menu,
mark the demon
start the game
souls
again,
so that they could be
but
drawn into
before you
Cole's
start it
vessel.
you click change
Yes,
level and you
my
can go up
daughter.
as many as you want.
I have sacrificed everything.
You just literally
for
go
this.
up one every time, so you can get to the highest level. Yeah, they did, a very good player from Liverpool. However, there was a bit of confusion on Twitter that people were a little bit misinformed. Because my brother was ringing me all excited. We bought somebody from Liverpool. I went, calm down. Why? We bought somebody from Liverpool? I says, we bought him 2 months ago, or a month ago. But he pissed off on holiday and said he'd sign the actual papers when he got back off holiday. So everybody's had the cocks out swinging it today on Derby County's shit. We bought a player from Liverpool, he's great, he's a centre-half, he's fantastic. Yeah, but we'd already bought him a month ago. Me, Mr. Calm. So when I told my brother, yeah, we bought him ages ago, he's come back off holiday, he's signed his papers, that's all. Keep calm. Keep your tits in. I need to just check my bag before we continue the story. Always check your follow. I can't wear one of the shit things that you've got in your bag. Then go back. I think we'll salvage it because I don't actually need the gold if you look at my gold in the bottom corner on the left. I've got 1,424,104. In fact, no, I don't think it's 1 billion. It's more than that in it. Is it? I don't know. I've got a shitload of gold, so I don't have to bother about the gold. And people sometimes actually accuse me of cheating, saying, how the hell have you got that gold? It happened actually over a weekend when Blizzard gave a double XP and double money thing. But then I also managed that weekend when it had got double of everything. The weekend I played it solid from Friday to Monday while the double gold was on. But then I also found 3 golems that took me to their treasure room, and you get an average of about 5 or 10 million gold. But because it was doubled and shit, I just made an absolute killing, and I've always had that much gold since that day. So there you go. I'll tell you what I've not been able to do in this game, and only expert players will understand what I'm getting at and what it is. Somebody once sent me, because you can send gifts in the game. You send gifts to the mailbox and all that shit. So I got sent 2 items. One of them was a weapon. And it was a weapon that contained these special jewels in that you see. These jewel slots that you see in here, look. When they're empty. You socket a jewel in there. Now, really high end in the game, you can create a really serious top end fucking massive special jewel. And it's all doing shit at the end game, which I can't show you at the minute because it don't start. When you get the end game, all this shit appears here, like the rifts and all that we talked about on the show. Somebody mailed me a weapon on my other character, and I've still got it. I can show it you. And if I show you my weapon now, and I'm level 50 odd. So as you progress, my weapon look does 337 damage, 333 damage. As I get to level 70, that'll raise into like the low thousands, like 1,000, 2,000s. Somebody sent me a weapon when all this patch arrived of the new shit, of the new jewels, and I've never been able to work out how to do them. But somebody sent me a weapon and I put it on. The amount of damage that weapon did was 24 million. Yeah. I had a weapon, by the way, that did 24 million because it had got the special jewel in it, which enabled me to go into the Torment 10s, 11s at the top end. So you can make a jewel by getting all real top end shit that I did want to actually look into how I did it, but I've never been able to figure out how to do it because that's real end game stuff. Still not done what I wanted to do now, have I? But anyway, stop talking and get it done. So all this is junk. Yeah, so why didn't she sell it? Right, she has now. No repair. Go back. I should have nothing in my bag. Yep. Go to stash, sort some... In fact, no, I'll tell you what I'll do, because I've not done it for ages. Do my jewels. This, by the way, in a normal person's game, takes money off you. Hand over fist, what I'm about to do now. I'm about to start combining all my gems. And this is where it gets silly. Look how much it costs to do this. 200 grand to do one thing I want to do. And all I'm going to do now is keep clicking. Because all that does is makes bigger and better diamonds look. So now I should have some really cool diamonds in there. So then I'll go to the next diamond, check that, and just do the same. This makes sense if you study it yourself, but I've done all that ages ago. I didn't even contemplate how much money this is costing me to do. This is costing me millions, by the way. All it's done, by the way, is actually created all top-end jewels for me, look, like a flawless diamond, like the top-end diamond, so I can now put them into my things. Green jewel does a maximum 130 crit, and you can then increase your crit chance to 60, and you constantly crit. Yeah, there's that's the thing about the end game, and if you really want to concentrate on doing it properly, you can do, and it's like really cool. That's why I always say on this game, it's so deep and so crazy. And this is my stash lot of all the green items I was telling you about on the show. Like, my stash is just full of green shit. Could actually wear that if I wanted. And the stuff I was talking about on the show, look, when you get sets of this item, so the item itself does great anyway. It's going to do 740 intelligence, 370 armor, crit, life, gold for monsters, level requirement reduced by 28. That's a cracking item. But then if I put everything that's a shearer's ward, so I need to find the feet, the shoulders, the hands, the legs, and then if I get 2 of them, it gets 100% resist all, 3 of them 20%, but then the end one is the best one. Attacks cause your followers to occasionally come to your aid. So basically what's happening is if you're looking at every different green item look, they've all got different shit to do. That one's only for the Demon Hunter. It's crazy. The game is... without question, I would put this against any game to say it's the deepest game anywhere. And it has something for everybody. Have you looked into the conversation king? To use a PS4, people say they make a big difference in quality using the headsets. Is that a typo? I'm not quite getting what you mean, Shindo. Have you looked into up conversation cables? Is that right? To use with PS4. I'll just wait to see if it's a typo, because I think it might be. I need to stash my diamonds. Best button in the world, look. Deposit all gems. Boom. Saves all that pissing about. Let's get on with the story. I haven't made... No, because I'm trying to get this main... I just want to get my super duper awesome cool character.
This soul stone.
Same as I said on the... I've just said at the beginning of this stream, Monkey. I've not been playing this game half as much as I want to do. I've finished it on all systems and all characters. I'm a bit of an obsessive, you see.
We've got to reach the Emperor.
As soon as I finish, where do you go for your challenge rifts, Monkey? You can actually tell me now to save me arsing about. Is it just normal when you go in the rifts? There's just specific new ones.
So let us speak with them.
Let's just get rid of this shit so we can get going. Find the shields concealed in the bazaar. Up conversion cables. I've never heard of them, mate. What are they? I'm being really thick. When you... I wish the chatting PlayStation would not split words. I wish somebody'd fix it. Because it's the most fucking annoying thing when you're trying to chat and play a game.
His attack on the city. Let's
Oh,
go.
this is cool.
Ashira is already at the sewers.
Have I got more than 7 scallies? This is a cool bit. I have to rescue everybody and take them into the sewer. Oh no! Please rescue everybody now! Quick! Please rescue everybody!
Belial is retired.
I am, but we're going to rescue their ass.
Bring them to the sewers.
Go.
Can't risk our lives on this fool.
Best thing to do now is just look at the map. Don't bother killing shit 'cause it's not important. Look at the map, look for the dots and walk your ass around it. But occasionally you do have to kill shit.
I cannot do that.
Who has brought this wrath down upon us?
Might drop these off, or I don't think you can get them killed. I'm pretty certain you can't get them killed. Where's the timer? I'm on a timer, aren't I?
Help me! I can't die like this!
Never believed it would end like this.
Who has brought this wrath down upon us?
I do believe that may be the last one.
Please, help me reach the sewers.
Watch out! Keep the people away from those fireballs.
Now to the gates. We have no time to lose.
Let's go.
I think I'm not mistaken, this boss coming up, if it is the boss, is a pain in the fucking arse.
Now, Leah, use your power.
Stand back. I still can't fully
I checked it
control
last year, mate, and it was a pack of shit, honestly. They don't half plug it, Amazon Prime Day, by the way. They like try and plug the shit out of it. I've had emails all week, and I could even put some on Twitter and try and get some rebate off it. If I put like mini adverts up for my Prime and let people say, go and get this free code to get free 30 days of Amazon Prime, so people can join in Prime Day, I get like a kickback. Not much, fuck all, to be honest. I think you'd have to have about 1,000. Oh, I got a tweet back today from Jason Bradbury. Because he was busy plugging... oh shit, I've used the gravestone. Let's kick ass around this gravestone. Yeah, Jason Bradbury was plugging this ring, this gadget. And it was a gadget called the curve ring, and it's basically you're able to pay NFC through this ring that you wear. I remember me talking about that gadget months ago that I never did the video for, which I'm a bit pissed because I was excited about it. Well, basically that ring on my finger, I ought to do a video because it's really interesting. This ring on my finger, it's called a curve ring. It's linked to my bank account. And you know your fast pay on your phones and shit, and you're swiping of your card. This curve ring is linked to my bank account. So like today, I went to the post office to post a parcel. Put my parcel on. Yeah, that's £3.50. I literally, on the meter that where you put your card in, you literally get your hand, make a fist like that, and drop it on top. And a second, it just goes beep, and you pay. That is the fast pay on the ring. It's called a curve ring. They're not cheap, by the way, either. If you go to Kerv, KERV.com, they're beautiful to look at. And to be honest, I class it as like a high-end piece of jewellery. But like I say, I hadn't got an NFC fast pay facility. So when I saw these on YouTube, like I say, I ought to do the video, because I think I've actually shot the video somewhere, I've just not uploaded it. But basically, you literally just do fast pay. They're brilliant, mate, honestly. And to be honest, I was lucky. I got them with a voucher and shit, and I got it at £74, and I actually ordered the white one. And there's a 6-week delay on them when you order them. So I had it on order for months, and I'd had it on order that long. I had actually forgot about it. So I emailed them, and I said, "Look, where's my white curve ring? I paid 75 quid for this fucker weeks ago, and you said 6 weeks delay." And I think it was on the 6th week. And to be fair, they got back to me really quickly and said, "Oh, well, we really apologise, but your size ring in your colour, which was white, I'm afraid we're still waiting for stock. However, we do have the black blood red one. I'll show you inside it in a minute. Wait a minute, you're not going to see it on the camera though, so... But if you go onto the site cave.com, they look fucking stunning which ones you can get. By the way, look, I've even turned it up to torment level and I'm still kicking ass. So what they said was about this ring was, sorry, we haven't got the white one. There's another 2 or 3 weeks delay on it. Would you like, we've got your black one in stock. Would you like us to send you that one right away? And if you do that, we'll put you £10 on the ring.
Again, daughter.
And I says, yeah, fuck it. Put him 10 quid on the ring straight away. So right now, you sign up on their site, you link this ring to your account, and it's like a fast pay where you've got 30 quid. So you literally, it takes seconds, it's fantastic. Buy stuff from the shop, make a fist, on top, beep, job's done. At the minute you have to load the ring, so you have to remember to load it, but you can set text alerts on your phone, say your ring's getting low or whatever, and then you put more money on it. I have spoke to them, and they're in the process of trying to get where you can directly link to your bank account so that you'll never have to think about topping up. So it'll always have 30 quid on it, basically. If anybody's interested in me doing the video, I've still got all the box and everything and the paper, and I'll do a YouTube video and I'll review it. Because I meant to review it because I was really excited about it. And I've got to say, guys, it is fucking one of the best gadget piece of techs ever. It works. I'll give you an example. What it really is, it's the biggest talking point ever. When I went to buy my settee the other day, I went into the local co-op, which I don't visit very often. And I went in and there's a queue of people. Absolute fucking queue of people. So cheers, Mash. We've been on about the likes at the beginning of the video, mate. We've gone over it. So I was in this queue of people with a shop, loads of them, and I got to the front of the queue, obviously, paid for my shopping, about 12 quid that I'd bought, just some knickknacks, bits and bobs. And of course, I literally just went, fist, beep, put my shopping away. Girl behind counter lost her mind, thought I was doing something dodgy. People in the queue were like, what's... And then I spent, no word of a lie, 15 minutes in this queue, talking to everybody about what they were, and everybody was like, oh my god, that is amazing. I don't know if you can see them. You probably won't see the middle of this one, not that it makes any fucking difference, but mine's like bright red in the middle. You can't, it's crap. It's bright red, blood red in the middle, but it literally is. By the way, never needs charging, is waterproof, scratch proof, everything. Literally stays on and you pay for shit. 'Tis the best bit of tech gadgetry I ever had. So yeah, check them out, they're brilliant. I am, mate, I'm trying to get this bad boy to level 70. I am. There is a boss fight coming up now that I'll tell you now,
I don't know if I
can be a fucking ball ache because it's got a weird attack.
The strength lies within you, Leah.
This boss I'm coming up to can kill you pretty easy because it's got like a stupid fucking slap attack. It swings this tentacle at you but it's random. And if this tentacle lands on you, it'll kill you no matter how fucking hard you are. And it's
Praise the gods,
fucking
you've arrived just
drives me mad.
Show me.
You might have to show me how to play Diablo properly. Yeah, okay, mate. Alright. I do like co-oping with people on it though, mate, to be fair, just to get to the high-end riffs and stuff. But what I shall do, seasons 11 starts soon, by the way. So we'll be on that.
That is not possible. I'm afraid not.
Mate, you missed out. It was £19 last week. I think you'll be able to buy it cheaper on disc form, mate. But it was £19 last week, so you've really missed out. I actually bought this on digital last sale before this pack came out. To basically say... so I give my disc away. The new pack's coming out as well. Yeah, the one at £19 included the Necro last week.
That is not possible.
Also, there's a real good disc version coming out. By the way, have you seen my tweet today where they've actually... I finally got the official tweet of...
No.
They're finally releasing bloody... Isaac on the Switch, and when I told Ricky the day, he nearly cried.
The true vision of the Lord.
It's on there, mate. Niall, it's on there somewhere. I think I play. Oh no, I don't think I have played it on YouTube yet. This is the twat. Let me concentrate a minute. I've dropped the grave so I can give him a tasting, hopefully.
That is not possible.
See, this is a ball ache. This is. But I could do this way better than I thought. I really could do with that circle coming back on, but it's not going to come on because it's such a slow thing.
I must wait longer.
That's the attack. That fucker. Button bashy. It's never been button bashy. Wait, I'm pressing 3 buttons. Wait a minute. Wait. You say button bashy. I'm not actually pressing buttons, mate. So how can it be button bashy? It's not button bashy. And when you get to the end game, it's all about the way you use your skills. And when I say on the show, it's about skill bit. Oh, I might get the circle yet, you know. I think I might do this, you know. Don't count my chickens yet.
I cannot do that.
That's a bonus. Well, it will do, Mr. Freeze, being as the same company makes it, matey. Come on, legends, come on. Yes, we have a legend. No, it ain't. It's just graphically a bit colourful, but it's the same company. And believe you, Mr. Freeze, this is nothing like a button basher at all. And I will guarantee everybody that asks me this, play the game, buy the game, play it, and I'm telling you now, and I'll say this, I've said it about such things as No Man's Sky, you don't put hours into a game like the numbers I've done on a shit game. Nobody in the right mind would do that.
Quickly, Leah.
I am like 300 plus hours of my time into this game.
It is ironic
and I still
that one
enjoy
as
it. And like I've
twisted
said on
as
the show
Zoltan
on this
Kuhl
weekend,
played so great a
this
role in our
Necromancer
salvation.
is my favourite character, and it's
was
brand new.
once a tireless enemy of hell.
And I've not even
From his
toyed
life,
with it
let
yet.
us
I've
learn.
literally playing the story,
longer we
just
fight
checking its
evil,
basic
the
spells. So
more
when
it
I
can
piss about
corrupt
getting all
our
the green stuff for it, and going into the rifts and getting the good items for it, then it's really going to get cool. Spamming same attacks in a top-down dungeon. But mate, look, wait, whoa. Let me just bring you up to speed. Spamming the same buttons, if you haven't noticed, look, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different spells to attack with. And each one of them spells has got 4 or less different spells that do completely different things. Then we've got passives, all these passives to add. So you've got passive spells working in the background. So we've got 3 on that one, 3 on that one, 4 on that one, 4 on that one, and 4 on that one, and 4 on that. Now that's just this character that I have got a diverse way of attacking. I can change the way I play this game on this one character. Probably, I think the maths work out, you've got a permutation of like 1,000 different ways you can use the spells. Okay? Then, there are 6 other characters. And each one of them 6 characters has got different spells, different runes, everything about it. I can't explain to you that it's a million miles away from your button bashing game. Not even close. Seriously. You see, you might be seeing me playing it in this style and killing things because that's the style I've chosen to play. Look, the style I've chosen to play is using my main attack to fill my meter with this one. That's the next best secondary attack on the trigger when I'm running out of my first power. But the killer for me to play this way this time is this square button. It's corpses. So I kill everything with them buttons, them and them. Then when there's still enemies on there, I hold my square button because that raises the dead corpses and attacks the rest of the players. Now that's my way of attacking this player. Monkey could be playing this character and not even have raising the dead corpses. But that's just one character. And people like saying to you there, mate, you're not getting it. And not getting it on quite an epic proportion as well. Because it just isn't a button bashing game. Have I got to go to town? Yeah, no need to piss about doing this. Let me just check my drops, because I did get a rare in that one, and it's shoulders as well, which is cool, because I've got shit shoulders, so I can guarantee you I'll be wearing this. Yep. You see, Mr. Freeze, not even touched on the items. I've just told you about spells. So as an example, look, I've just got that rare off that boss. Now that rare is showing you green triangles across the board, which basically in layman terms means it's way more powerful than that. But you look at the things that just that one item has done. The Skeletal Mage gains the effect of Gift of the Death rune. So it's given me an extra rune just by one item. I can't tell you how big and massive this game really gets. And I'll tell you something. That is a fucking good drop. And I'm not going to lie. The Skeletal Mage gains the effect of the Gift of Death rune. Fuck, that is really cool. That is a good drop. That is like a serious good drop. Fucking, I am excited about that drop. That is a cracker. And that is the point of this, like this game just then gets to a whole new level. because the drops are so fucking brilliant. I could do with going making a new one of them, but that's going to be hard pushed to do some damage. And this is another little mechanic they brought in right at the beginning years ago that's one of the best mechanics ever. You can either do it in the game like I'm doing now, so any item that you're not going to bother about, it's not powerful enough, you just press down on right stick to junk it. We get to the shop, everything in one click, sell, right click, all that's gone. And you repair, boom. Yeah, you see, he's got a totally different build, you see. All his minions do all the damage, and you just suck the life. See, you're going on the damage. Yeah, I've seen that one. I tried that one. I didn't like it. And that's just what makes this game fantastic. I'll tell you something else about it. What is a very good point. You hear me say that there's six different characters now. There's 7 with the Necromancer. Like, I'm enjoying playing this one way I've just described. Monkey's just described a completely different way of playing the same character. Completely different. What I think is fantastic as well, that when I first got into this game and enjoyed it way back, when I got my first character to level 70, and I don't think I've ever met another game that does this, you quickly realise that because of the vastness of each individual character having so many diverse things to do, what then messes with your head is, shit, I wonder what the Witch Doctor does. Shit, I wonder what the Barbarian does. So you've then got 6 other characters to go and play with. And it's not even started about the end game when you finish it and then get all the proper shit. Let's get rid of all this because I've seen it a million times. What's next? Talk to the caravan lead. Oh yeah, we're moving on now. You'll get a bit of a cutscene now, boys. Let's get a cutscene for you. Cool. Here we go. Boom. No, this is it. The story. If you're following from where I'm going, this is the story. You should be listening to what these... When there's an exclamation mark, you should be listening to what they're saying. Because this is continuing the story. And I'm like 3/4 of the way through now. Demon Hunter's one of my favourite characters. The quality of these cutscenes are stunning as well. Yeah, they're just phenomenal. In fact, this is what sets Blizzard apart, in my opinion. Not only do they make just a phenomenal game, but everything about it is like shit.
None of this makes any sense to me. What am I missing, Mongol?
There's actually a twist in the story that you probably won't want to see if you're going to play the game story and enjoy it. You're not good at these. Yep, I told you. And this is the story that's ongoing. I think this is about, if I'm not mistaken, 3/4 of the way through. Just look at this amazing fucking clip. How can you not be impressed by this game? Not only have you got an awesome game, but look at this. Have you seen a better clip than this in a game? Fuck. This is awesome. I forgot how good this was. Big lad's here, I think. Big lad's not chuffed.
You thought you were so clever. That you'd outwitted us all.
But this is the story, Mr. Creed. It looks like you're just not. You're just looking for an excuse. How can you not be impressed about this as a gamer? The gameplay, of course the game doesn't look like this. It's the story.
I know the Black Soul Stone is the key, and it shall be mine.
Amazing, I've got to say.
Soon my army shall pour forth from the shattered mountain, ravaging this world and all hope of resistance.
I can't remember this looking this good, actually.
Minions will find the stone, wherever you choose to hide it. Then, at long last, as man shall reign as the prime evil.
Leah, are you all right? Speak to me, child.
Arian. The demon's invasion will come from Arian.
Yeah, that's a good point. Gameplay of Final Fantasies never looked like their CGI. They've got some of the best CGI ever known in gaming. Act 3 this is about to start. There's 5 acts.
Leah has learned where our journey leads.
Like, I've just watched that trailer there, that clip to get this story on, and
Asmodee's
I enjoy that
forces will
as much
strike
now
from
as
the
I have done
depths
every
of
time I've
Ariat
played it.
Crater.
And it just sets a fantastic, like, wow.
That leaves the soldiers at Bastion's Keep.
I'll tell you what
to
though,
bear the brunt.
even as good as this game is, they need to bring Diablo 4 out. They've got to be making it, because they've been advertising for jobs for it for 3 years. I really hope when Diablo 4's announced, 1, it'll break the fucking internet, and 2, I really fucking really hope it's not one of these Ares, like Ares fucking Diablo 4 coming out next year. I want them to say, here's Diablo 4, it's out next fucking month. What do you mean Witcher 3 is better? What ain't cutscenes? If you mean cutscenes, not even close. And if you mean game, no. I'd put this above Witcher.
The Keep's defenses cannot...
For my entertainment wise. But Witcher's a completely different game. You can't do a comparison. But if you mean cutscenes, these cutscenes are better than that.
I will not let that
No,
happen.
not even close, Mr. Priest. These cutscenes on here are probably, in my opinion, only second to Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy renowned as being the best cutscenes ever made.
You are needed below.
So, not a these are right up there. How can you not be failed to be impressed by these? Seriously. I think they've got to stick with the very same thing though, Monkey. They can't go away from Diablo, because Diablo is what it is. It's at its basic, its gameplay basics, it's got to have that. What I'd like to see from a Diablo 4, I would like to see a bigger, deeper story. Even though this is a great story, if you follow it and play it from the beginning, but they can't lose the fundamentals of... They can't lose the fundamentals of Diablo.
Hotter,
no way.
Straining against me. They're whispering to me.
It's a
from
completely
inside.
different game, Mr. Freeze. You're not even on the right planet.
Power can keep it from splitting
You
apart,
can't even
my
talk
daughter.
about him in the same breath.
It's a heavy burden, but the fate of the world lies in your hands.
Yes, Leah can handle this.
We are now going to go to the part where we will spend a bit of time in Act 3, the main town. So, here we go. Well, to be honest, Path of Exile is actually coming out soon anyway, isn't it? The new one. Is it the new one of them that you're waiting for?
Someone's got to light those signal fires.
That's what I like about Diablo 3 as well. Diablo 3 is like... The good thing about Diablo 3, it's for everybody. Do you know what I mean? I've never finished Diablo 2 either. I've never finished Diablo 2. It was a game I never got into.
You heard the angel's command. Let the call sound forth.
It has. I could go and play it now if I wanted. People have told me and people have showed me I could go and play it. But to be honest, I ain't that bothered.
I cannot do that. That is not possible.
Let me check my level up, see what spells we've got to change. You will find as well, I don't know if you play it this way, Monkey, as well, what I actually, the way I play Diablo and enjoy it, like as we're leveling up the spells here, as we've got new ones. I very rarely change my spells after like level 40, 45-ish, because I feel so at home and comfortable with the way I've set the game up. There is very rare late game spells that will make me change my mind. But I also, if you've noticed, elective mode is the biggest thing that if you haven't got elective mode selected, you want your head looking at. But if you look at elective mode, Mr. Freeze, you are definitely here now just to be trolling, mate, because you're way off the mark. If you look, I've got 3 of the reanimation set up because I've got elective mode selected. Yeah, I do that. I'd probably stick with the same build around level 40 odd. Sometimes I'll change one of the runes, and when I get to that stage I'll normally check, like, if I've just leveled up there, then none of them spells entice me because I'm not using them, so I'll probably check them out and they weren't very good. When they first appear, I will always just click them just to have a bit of a play and check it, and that's how I work it out.
We saw the signal fire. We must like the rest, but the demons swarm around them. Look out!
Oh, man.
I'm afraid not. No.
Yeah, and when you get to level 70, you'll normally find that you'll just that's the time to experiment, because then you want to be experimenting with your high-end gear. You want to work out, shall I go and get which kind of green stuff shall I wear? Did you get into Seasons, Monkey? I mean, I must admit, I only started playing Seasons at Season 10 because it's on the console, and I just feel happy with the console. But Season 11 is about to start, and I'm quite looking... You'd never played it, but I made you buy it a few weeks ago. And what do you think, Mark? As a new player, then? That's an interesting scenario.
Transferring to Bastion's keep is as dull as I imagined.
No, Mr. Freeze, listen, obviously, right? Yeah. And this is the mistake people make, and you're making it right now. You are watching a player play Diablo that's 3/4 of the way through the game, high-end character, level 50 plus. That is like you jumping into Destiny when somebody has played Destiny and at the high end and you would have no clue what's happening. That's exactly why you're not seeing it. That's because you're not seeing it, mate. Because you're seeing somebody play it that's 3/4 of the way through the game.
I'm afraid not.
So you're watching somebody play that you looking and saying, well, I haven't got a clue what's going on. Well, no, of course you haven't. Because you don't know the mechanics of the game. I always say to people, new players of this game, and I've said this all along to try and entice people into it, if you join a game to watch that somebody's playing like this, you will be overwhelmed, exactly what you say, and I'll get it 100%.
I'm afraid not.
But then I also say, get the game, start it from the beginning, because the game has got such a fantastic, gentle introduction to get you to this point, to then enjoy it.
No.
Oh, where's he? Oh, in. Let's get him to open a portal. Get him, don't let the little shit run off. In fact, I'm going to drop my big thing so I can kill him. I'm dropping my gravestone, so I want to kill that treasure guard bloke. Go on, kill the little shit. The reason it goes manic like that, by the way, is what I said earlier. I drop my big spell. When it goes crazy like that, that's when I drop my gravestones down, and it goes crazy.
I always meant to wage war against...
You're a welcome sight, hero.
Yeah, we've already talked about that, Alan. We've had a big chat about the likes and stuff. I think people are getting it, but we shall see. Play the end game stuff, but I can only find I play for a few days and then take a break for a mutant. Yeah. Spectrum, that's spot on, mate. Absolutely spot on.
That is not possible.
You don't see me playing this all the time. But you're right. Come away from it when they bring a bit of new stuff on it, or somebody wants some help with it. It is. It's not a game to play all the time. I've put like 300 hours in it, like I said. Spell, I think. We need some dead things. Let's kill things. I want my corpses to rain havoc. Right, now it's going to rain havoc. Ooh, getting cocky.
I cannot do that.
These are strong.
No.
Won't be strong when you get that thing though. Army of Dead is a fun I've not. What I have not done, and I will do when I've finished the story and just got to level 70 in this, I will go and study online, because it's got a massive online wikis and people that are experts, far better experts than me. That's when you go and find out about your character. You know, because the experts of the game will tell you what's the best thing to play, what's the best way, what's the best kit to wear. And that's it. I have actually put this game on many times when I'm at that point where I can't be asked to play anything. What should I play? Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll stick Diablo on, and it's great. And even what I've done many times is like, now they've given you 2 more game slots as well. It's like, oh, I need to drop my gravestones. Wait a minute, I'm dropping my gravestones to kick ass. Let's kick ass. These are shitty as well. I better get out there, I'm going to get my ass kicked. He needs to die, this big guy here. Yay, the Enchantress has turned him into a chicken. I'll tell you one of the biggest things on my build here that really counts for something. You'll see when I send all my scallywags to him, and that's the triangle button when I need essence, and then they all fly to him. Why that is a real big bonus on this build. When they fly to him, they do 50% more damage for like 10 seconds. So when you're kicking ass and you send them scallywags, if I show you now, when you send the scallywags to attack somebody like that, they do loads of damage. Watch the health bar. Yeah, I'll have to look into all that, by the way. Is it necessary to play it online? No. Not at all. You can completely choose to play it on your own if you wish. Never go online at all.
I cannot do that.
You'll still play the story. How many more of these I've got?
Fight by your side.
We're all going to die.
I always forget which way to go on this level. Yeah, like I was saying, when you see my scallywags fly to something, just look at the health bar in the top. And you'll see that the scallywags will do damage to... Watch this, I'll try and do it with this one. There, look. Watch his health bar. Flies down. Oh, let's get the gravestones up because we're the big boss. I love killing the boss up and there's a big load of corpses on the floor though. This is a brilliant character. I best check my shit because I've got some stuff. This game reminds me of X-Men Legends and Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. Really? Right, so I've got another rune to check here, look. So on my main spell, we've got Bone Spikes currently doing unleashes a line of spikes that deals. That's that line of spikes on the floor. Now, I have been enjoying that because that's been a good way of building my essence up. So the new rune will let me... The enemies that it hits will bleed for 50% weapon as physical over 2 seconds and heal me. So you see, I'm going to try that for a second. I don't think it'll be any good. And we'll just see, because what that's going to do now, that will just do individual stuff, look, you see? So my main attack has changed, even though it looks fucking cool. So my main attack has changed. I no longer get the line, but I might keep that, because one, I like the look of it. I do think it looks pretty damn fucking cool. I'm not going to lie. By the way, the noises in my headphones are crazy.
I'm afraid not.
Our champion is too powerful.
One more to go. And this is where I always get lost. So before I get lost, pick the map up, and I need to, yep, going in the right direction. I do believe.
No.
See, that was perfect play then. Because you just kept flying your scallywags off.
That is not possible. No.
Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 10:47 p.m.
Shit, they're all loud. Alexa, volume 4. Tell you why she's loud, because I was listening to my book while I was cooking today.
You're a welcome sight, hero.
And I was in the kitchen, and I always turn her full up when I'm in the kitchen, and shit, she was loud. I do believe that is it. We now go through the door.
So you're the wretch that's giving me such trouble. Thrash as you might, you will not keep me from the Soul Stone.
I've had a nice cold salad today with Jersey Royal new potatoes with a lime sweet chili dressing and with beef. Oh, fuck yes. Yeah, cold salad with beef, Jersey Royal taters, boiled egg, hard-boiled egg, with a sweet lime and chili dressing to boot. and I've got to be honest, it went down a treat. Followed by Morrison's best dessert ever in the world, which is their lemon mousse thing that they do. I've never met a better dessert in my life. I've tweeted it before with a picture because it was that nice.
What in the hell's was... We've seen the catapult.
That was what... We can turn back the tide of demons.
Funny thing about my shopping the other day that came, was talking about online shopping the other day. My online shopping came yesterday, and as you guys know that regularly follow me, one of my favourite meals to cook is my speciality chili chicken. So I obviously put chicken breasts in my shopping every time that I shop. Well, I'm going through my shopping yesterday after the drivers left, and I couldn't find any chicken breasts, and I would have bet money. In fact, I know for a fact I put them in my basket online because it is like something I buy on a regular basis. But I swore blind they'd rip me off and not drop my chicken off.
Can see the signal,
but then I went into I looked at my list that they gave me, and there was no sign of any chicken breasts, and I thought, that's bullshit. I put them in. I even remembered the price. They were £3.45. But no, sure enough, I went to look at my actual order, and no. For some reason, I know I put them in, but they must have just... I don't know what I did, but they wasn't there.
No.
Can't believe good old Wimbledon started today.
I'm afraid not.
Watching old Murray Mint play well, even though he's limping like a bloody idiot. Like a cripple is injured. I'm sure he's injured. I've got a feeling. My brother was asking me for a tip today for the tennis, and I said quite simply, if Murray's not lying about his hip and he plays like he can, then he'll piss it, because it's his surface. It's one of his best surfaces to play on, providing he's not lying about his hip. But when you watched him today, and not only was he was limping between points. I mean, he won 3-0 and pissed it and played exceptionally well, to be fair. But between points, proper limping, like struggling. And I've got a funny feeling that if he's pressed and gets really hammered by somebody or gives him a game, I think he'll struggle. Because anybody with half a brain now that plays Murray, we've just got to make him run about a bit more.
Hold steady, lads! Reinforcements are on their way!
That is not possible.
Demons! Get ready, men!
We're going to have all them corpses now. You're going to get your ass kicked. At least I'm comfy now, sat on my new couch. Well, second-hand couch. But it's so comfy, it's unreal. I've got to talk to this lad, I think I have, haven't I?
We would have fallen without your aid. It was an honor to fight at your side.
I am only glad we made it here in time.
I cannot do that.
Yes, I did. All sorts today, as I spoke about on the podcast. I know, finally, I've been on about it for months, Anto, on the show. So comfy. I put a picture on Twitter this morning. But I've been planning it for months, as you guys know, and it was just, I finally got my finger out. I've left myself really skint, though. That's the downside. So, yeah, I mean, I've got the catch. The people bought it from the charity shop. put my other one downstairs because the guy who I'd paid to clear my cupboard out was also coming to fetch my couch. So that was all sorted this morning at 9:30. So yeah, when we brought it upstairs and put it in, I sat on it. To be honest, I'd not even sat in it in the shop either. I'd never realised that until they'd gone. Like, they left, and I was like thinking, and they left, and I packed a few things up and did everything and cleaned up and hoovered around all the empty floor and shit. And then I'm sat there thinking to myself, you've actually bought this second-hand sofa in the shop, and it's come, and you've never sat in it yet. So it could be like the world's most uncomfortable settee in the world, but it's brilliant. It's fantastic. Was the guy like a cleaner? The guy who came and cleaned my cupboard out, it was obviously a working service that I paid for. But he offered to take my couch for a price as well, which I just couldn't turn him down, to be honest.
You must find your strength, soldier.
But as you guys know, I've been talking about it for months. Just finally getting it all done, which I'm really pleased. And I touched on earlier when I just got up to do the lights earlier because I forgot I'd switched them off. The difference I'm feeling straight away. My back's easing already, but the big underlying feeling is actually getting off it. I'm actually I've got no strain to get off it. Where the other one, because it was a shitty sofa one, I was straining from low down to get up high. But this I don't. It's brilliant. It's really cool. Not bad for 70 quid either. We've talked about that as well, Craig. We brought that subject up as well. I think if you look, we're up to about 20, I think. Thing is though, will you remember to do it every night? Might stream some VR tomorrow because I've got the Spider-Man and the zombie thing to get through. Excuse me.
That is not possible.
Yeah, so I've got some. I've got the Spider-Man that I'm looking forward to doing and the zombie thing. But I've heard really bad reports about the zombie one. Oh God, no. Jason, don't go and ruin it, mate.
You must be the one that
don't ruin it.
Fires. Help me free
Bloody hell, man!
So
don't ruin
raise
it.
This catapult over here.
Don't go and say silly things. Sorry, I'm really pleased. I've just got my IKEA table to get what I mean. I'm like I said, I touched on doing all this stuff because I'm stupid and want to get it done quick. Like, I don't wait. That's my problem. I'm Mr. Bloody Impatient. So, I not only have gone and done everything, it's left me really skinned. So I've like got to really hold back. Just play some games basically now for about 10 days. No, I'll never get a carpet, Craig. I've said that story. I'm not doing it, mate. I'm not paying somebody £300 to come and put a carpet down in a 20-foot room. So I think it's a fucking rip-off. And to be honest, the carpet is not... The situation is never as bad as it looks on Twitter. I've got like 85% coverage of rugs on the floor that cost me a third of what a carpet would cost. So it's fine. It's not a major problem. The only thing is when I ever do all the Twitter shots or screeny shots that I've got... Shit, I've missed something. Where's that one flashing? So when I do the screenings on Twitter and stuff, it's just because the place I'm facing is just that empty little tiny bit with no carpet. So believe me, it doesn't bother me, mate, at all. And I think the biggest problem, even if I got £300 in my lap tomorrow, and somebody said, here, there's 300 quid, go and get yourself a carpet. I think people would actually... It's something... No, I know you was messing about, but it's a question I get asked all the time. Whenever I post a tweet or a picture, oh shit, I want him, get him.
So much more now. No.
Open your portal, you shit. Oh, I wanted him to open his portal. But yeah, it is a question that I get asked every time I post a picture, mate. But even if somebody dropped it on my lap tomorrow, I would actually... each enemy gets their attack speed reduced. Bone Spear turns into Blood Spear, damn it. Yeah, that'll do. We'll have some of that. I think a company that had come and fit a carpet would actually struggle. Because if you think about it, the way my flat is now, I've got a bed, desk to work on my models, the new settee, coffee table, TV table, 2 coffee tables, cabinet. So if you think somebody comes in now to try and put a carpet in this room, I think they'd actually struggle because they'd have nowhere to put the stuff. And I know people have said, well, they'll pile everything on one side of the room, do that room and do that. I think they'd even struggle to do that, to be fair. No, it's fine. I mean, to be honest, the one thing I could do is probably just shift them 2 small coffee. The biggest gap of no carpet is just to my left here. And on my left here is my... I've got a coffee table with a small fish tank on. I've got another coffee table with my Star Wars Lego model on. And then I've got a cupboard with my fridge in it. And then to my left, directly, right there, is the door to my kitchen. So from that doorway, literally to this settee here, the arm, is no carpet. To that door where the fridge is. So you're looking like... I could buy a rug now that's about, what? 5 foot long, and I could drop it in that gap there, and then literally there'd be no empty space in this flat without a carpet you couldn't see. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. And I wear socks 99% of the time anyway. I won't wear slippers. I don't wear slippers. But yeah, honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. Oh, I know they're on cooldown, but at least let me read it. They're the longest bloody cooldown in the world as well. Right, let's piss about with that. What are we doing? We need to go and talk to Lado. I think I'm going the wrong way now. Yep, thought so. Craig, what do I think of this new class? Just been discussing it, mate, and I said it on the show this week. It's my favourite class in over 300 hours of playing, because it's just great. We've just talked about that not 10 minutes before you arrived. I did myself a salad, mate, today.
Soldiers need to be protected. The platform will rise more quickly if we don't lose men.
Corey, do you play this multiplayer? How does loot share? The thing about loot sharing on Diablo is very clever. It's one of them games that whenever you're playing in multiplayer, so feel free to jump in on multiplayer and never feel that you're doing anything wrong, because what happens is anything on the floor,
that is not possible.
Anything on the floor is basically yours.
I'm afraid
Jesus,
not.
it's a bit manic up here. That's right there. You need to refresh it, mate. Now we're going to kick ass because I've just dropped the gravestones. That's what I wanted. Come on, eat ass, bastards. I knew that was going to do you. That is a fucking brilliant attack. I love that. Look at it. Let's kill all the fuckers.
I cannot do that.
Yeah, I just want to finish this character. And it was a brand new character, Craig. That's why everybody's playing it at the minute. They've just released a brand new character.
I'm afraid not.
54 kills on the trot.
Thanks to your help, soldier.
got another big boss here. There's some bosses on this level tonight.
That is not possible.
I think there's two of them here as well at the same time. This is fun. Come on then, Git, let's kick ass. Give me my fucking thing as well. Yeah, you're gonna die now.
I'm afraid not. Give it more time.
Should we finish him off with the gravestones, or it's not worth it, is it? I was going to finish him off with the gravestones. He's travelling today, Craig. He's gone to Cardiff. I was mentioning earlier in the stream about the t-shirts. I've paid for a really cool artist to do as a cartoon graphic for the t-shirts, and I've added a bit of fun and twist to it, and I've had the result today. The guy sent me the cartoon caricature of me and Ricky for the Rambler t-shirts that should be a couple of weeks yet. They're still in the pipeline, but all the graphics are getting done, and I would like to show you the picture, but I'm not going to, because it's fantastic, and I think the surprise of when I show it you on the share, I think will be brilliant. So yeah, it's going to be really cool. I'm not quite sure yet, Craig, but same as I said on the... a lot of people have talked about it and a bit concerned, and like I've sort of said all along, I won't be one of these people that are charging 25-30 quid like some of these sites do for t-shirts and mugs and shit like that. I won't do that.
That is not
I don't want to name a figure yet, because I'm not quite sure what the situation's going to be. I don't know how many people are going to order them. I don't know what the criteria is yet at the end game. But what I'm saying is, they will not be that price, because I won't do it. There's no point, because I'm not having to pay for these shirts, and obviously it's out of my own pocket, so I'm not going to do anything that's going to screw me over. But they won't be that silly price.
That is not possible.
And I also won't rip you off the postage either. The postage will be what it costs. And I think current t-shirt cost postage is about £2. You know I've never made money on anything I've ever done at this thing, so... Obviously I'd like to make a tiny bit of money for the work and the stuff. Well, I don't think you'll be getting 1 to 175 then, mate, that is for sure. The cartoon graphic I've paid for weren't cheap on its own.
Promise Captain Ho I'd watch my temper. Do me a favour, and don't mention that I shouted at you a little bit, alright?
No, there'll be no negotiations, there'll be a set price. I've got a feeling, and this is just my way of thinking, I don't know if it's going to be right, but it'll be interesting the way it goes. I'll be very interested on which one people want. Are you going to want the Rambler more, or are you going to want a Cranky Gamers one more? Yeah, it won't be that. It won't be. I tell you now, it won't be near that. The bottom line of it, I don't want to be losing money. I don't want it to cost me money, and I don't want to be sat here with a shitload of t-shirts. Do you know what I mean? That's the. I'm just. Where the fucking hell do I go? I'm not back. Anyone think I'd never played this game? Oh, that's why I've got to go back to the fucking key. That's why I'm sat here like a divvy. Yeah, as I say, I don't want to be sat on a boatload of fucking t-shirts. I don't want to do all that.
With your paltry catapults,
and I won't rip you off.
Demons breach the depth.
Because it's the same. I think I've leveled twice. I've not even checked my skills.
Has he agreed to send?
Right, there's another... Why am I using that rune over there? R1's been a bit shit, and it's the one spell out of my entire spells that I'm a bit dodgy on. I'm not too keen on it. Yeah, I must admit, that is kind of the ballpark figure that's running through my head at the minute. That could be good, though. Well, there'll be some basic ones. I plan to do basic prints, like just, you know, Cranky Gamers on the breast pocket, or the Cranky Rambler on the breast pocket, or if anybody wants the fun graphic that I've just had done, they can have that as a full design. But I am waiting on... I am still got to wait on the print people that are doing it to tell me what they are going to be able to do, you see.
The demons are in the keep! They're coming up from the depths! To arms! To arms!
Yeah, good luck.
That is not possible.
I haven't done anything. Fuck. It's going to be a long drawn out affair. This is why you should manage your bag on the fly. Because now I've got to sit and fucking do it in here. Which can literally take seconds. See, Germany aren't ruling the roost at football at the minute, are they? Not very funny, is it? 32 cold, 42 fire. Anything that's going to bump the attack up right now will do. What I should have done is done for the XP actually, but by the by. Alexa, what time is it? Time is it?
The time is 11:10 p.m.
Right. I do believe.
You see? They can
anything.
May give it a rest, guys, actually, while I'm still on here, and I'm going to leave it there, or at least I'll have a chat for 10 or 15 minutes. Evening, Lance. You've just about to... I'm not shutting down, but I'm having a break from the game a minute, because I've been playing it solidly now for 2 hours. But I'm just going to lounge in my beautiful leather two-seater settee that's comfy as fuck. Oh, dear. Oh, shit. Why are you fizzy? All the footy fans in the room saw the John Terry story today, because my brother was texting me saying, why don't we go for John Terry? And I said that at the beginning until I saw the story today on Sky. And John Terry's gone to Aston Villa, but then one journalist asked Steve Bruce, and I nearly pissed myself when he asked him, because I think Steve Bruce wanted to throw up when this journalist said these words, because it made him look a right twat. And I think the question was, they were all like dead happy and shit, and John Terry were there with a smile, and obviously Steve Bruce is there going, ha 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 ha. And then some bright journalist turns around and just drops a bombshell and says, how does it feel, Steve, for John Terry to be the ever highest paid player ever to appear in the Championship? And I just sat there and thought, that's why no fucker's gone for him. I find that crazy. I don't even think of the fucking money they've paid for him. But then I'll give Steve Bruce his dues. He come back with a pretty dry answer and a good one for the speed of it. And he said, well, he's probably the most highly decorated player in the Championship. But then I sat here and flew back at him. I says, yeah, but that counts for shit right now, don't it? I did, Lance. I posted a Twitter on... posted a pic on Twitter this morning. Have you played the Golf Club 2? If so, what do you think of it? Lance, on my last stream that I did, find the stream where I'm sat waiting for this to load a couple of days ago, and for the 20 minutes I do a mini review. And if you really want to do it properly, the Cranky Gamers podcast that was out yesterday, I actually review it halfway through the show, and a good half an hour yak about it as well. But to answer, I have played it, and I've played more than I thought I would. Yeah, because the settee's higher and closer. Quite looking forward to see how the VR handles it actually tomorrow. I think that should be a little bit better as well. Although I've never had a problem with VR tracking anyway. Never have done. Oh, it's some fizzy fucking tonic water, and that don't taste like tonic water. Because I bet it's got fake quinine in it. Alexa, main 50%.
Sorry, which device did you want?
Main.
Okay.
Thank you. 2 podcasts behind. Do-do-do. I wouldn't drink gin if I was dying and it was the fucking cure. To tell you that in a nutshell. Don't like gin at all. It's rancid. Absolute rancid. Shall I check my emails for the fun of Gumtree to round it off to see if we've got some silly replies? The best thing about the settee, look guys, as I mentioned earlier, that them that's just appeared in the room, I don't have to push myself up anymore because I'm on a level playing field and it's just literally I'm getting on the floor now, even though my fucking knees don't work. Oh. So then, this is going to be fun. Anybody who didn't join the stream at the start needs to go and listen to the stream. Thought I'd got a spider on my iPad, then I was about to shit myself. It's whiskey or fuck all, that's about it. Here we go then, boys. Why has the iPad got a really fucking annoying little thing that... You know how I get riled pretty easy. So I'll run this. I'll run this till it dies. I'll be looking at it, you've got 5%, you've got 3%, you've got 2%, then it'll just go. So I'll put it on charge. Fucking really annoying thing. It's only a tiny thing, but it's just one of them things. Fingerprint ID, start it, press it, but you know when it's run completely down, you must enter the number code because it's run out of power. Why the fuck? If you go to the trouble of making the fingerprint ID work good, why would you make us use the code every time it powers off? That I don't get, and that is annoying. I could show you the picture. Oh, here we go. Who have we got? We got the main guy. He's been alright again. He's apologised and said, sorry, I thought you'd... whatever, but I'll try this guy, see what he says. Bear with. No, I'm selling my Switch and my 3DS. And to be honest, as skint I am, I do need to fucking sell them as well. Sorry guys, bit boring empty here, but I want to get this off. It's suddenly very warm in here and I've got all the windows open. Let's have a look, because Android is superior. I do like my Android, but I tell you now, I'll still argue the toss every night as well. I think the iPad's a marvel piece of tech, has been since it very first got introduced, and I don't think there's anything, to be truthful, that touches it, to be fair. It's just such a nice device, it just works well, it's really good. I know it gets a lot of shit, but I think it's just great. I'm not selling anything of mine anymore, I always regret it afterwards. Thing is, Jason, like I said on the show, to be fair, like I've said, I don't normally sell things because I'm desperate for money, because I'm okay at the minute, or was. But what I'm saying right now, I'm the skintiest I have been for like over a year. And to be honest, I do need the money to get me through. So selling the Switch and the 3DS together is not a big thing for me, because like I said on the show, I will get a Switch again at Christmas because I want to play Mario. But right now I'm literally not touching that machine. And I was actually thinking the other day, I was trying to think how many times I'd actually had it switched on, and I don't think that machine's actually been switched on 15 times, and I'm not lying either. And that is shocking. But it also puts the point is, if there's nothing to play on it at the minute and it's just sitting there, why not give it somebody who's got kids and who wants to play it? Do you know what I mean? Anywho, tomorrow night, then I will probably... What day are we on? Monday? Yeah. I will do some VR streaming for a bit. So what I might do tomorrow night is stream about normal time, 7, 8 o'clock-ish. I'll stream Spider-Man first, because I think I want to see what that's like. Then I may stream the zombie game. I'm hearing bad things about that. I'm hearing that's not that good. Yeah, I've not been there, Jason, for a while, mate, but I've just... It's my own fault, actually. I did it a couple of months ago. I did it a couple of months ago when we've all done it, where you've overspent a bit more than you think you're getting, and I did exactly that. And to be honest, I'll tell you what I'm normally guilty of, because like I say, I've not been this skint since, I think, what we in July. I've not been this skint since about last February, so over a year. And what I normally do is, like, the way it's worked out this time, I know I wanted stuff to buy because I've been saving up to get all my settee done and my room done, so I've been budgeting for that. So I then took the plunge and then chucking it, you know, like thinking, chuck it. And what I'll do, I'll spend my money like I have done this week, thinking that, okay, it'll leave me with so-and-so. And that's exactly what I did Friday. I ordered the printer, I thought I'd budgeted correctly, I'll leave myself with a few pounds in the bank to last me another 10 days. But then what I forget like an idiot, like the next day I'll log into my bank and I'll wonder why it's like dropped 80 quid. And then I'll forget 2 of my main bills have come out, because I forget it's early first part of the month, isn't it? So I've done exactly the same I've done this month as I did 2 months ago. I forget it's the first week of the month, which is when I really have to back off, because all my bills come out at the beginning of the month. So towards the end of the month I'm quite okay, and that's why I budget to that. But then, like this week, Friday I went mad, got all my stuff to get my room done, settee fetched, room emptied, bought settee, ordered my printer. I tell you what I'm really lucky for, I so close nearly ordered the table I was talking about earlier, and I actually nearly screwed it up, because if I had done, I would have actually gone overdrawn, and I've never done that since I've been on my own. And Craig, to answer your question, am I a good saver? No. No, I'm a terrible saver. But I think now, later in life, and the shit life that I've had, I actually look at it upon this point where, and I've spoke to Ricky about this a time or two, I don't feel guilty about buying myself stuff. Because, do you know what I mean? I want to just, I want to enjoy it. So, to answer the question of person earlier about playing it, mate, if you just jump back on YouTube and watch this stream, I've just played this game for 2.5 hours solid with no break. So, if you just go onto the Cranky Gamers channel, you'll literally watch me play this game for 2 hours. But bearing in mind it's late end game of it, so it might look a bit overall to somebody who's new to it. You might want to go onto the channel and look a few nights ago where I actually streamed this brand new character from the start. That'd be an ideal start point if you're new to the game. Definitely. You see, Jason, that's where I am also screwed, you see. I have no other at all. I have no arc. Like, the foolish thing I've done this month, and I'm literally living like with pounds for like over a week, right? I've no way of getting out of it. I can't go and say to a family member, oh, can you just lend me 50 quid just to get me past this shitty time? So I can't do that. But like I've said, this month especially, I very rarely do this. It's a stupid mistake, my own fault, and I'll be okay, I think. What I am worried about, I've been trying to rack my brain, is the any other bills that's going to come out. Because if any other bills come out, I am in shit. But I think they've all gone out. So, and I've just done my shopping, so I'm fine. I think I'll be okay. I've got about 8 days to wait, so no problemo. Plenty of games to keep me occupied. To be honest, Craig, it's something I've never done. I've never asked a family member for any money ever in my life. Ever. Ever, ever. Never, I don't think. I will tell you now, and this is what I've said for a long time, and I've had this private chat with Ricky about my situation, a bit more deeper than I'll even speak about on here. There have been times when I've had no money for long periods of time. And I will tell you this one, and I think I mentioned this on the show before. You know, when I first had the split and I got this flat and you guys were still supporting the show and getting me through it, and I was still doing it, what you may not have known, remember the time when I was offline for the first few weeks in January waiting for the internet? I had actually got £2.50 in my bank that had to last me 12 days. I had physically got £2.50 in my bank, and I had got no food in either. So yeah, that was hard. Not many people knew that at the time, because it's something you don't tell people that, do you? You wouldn't go and tell somebody and say, look, I've got £2.50 to last me 10 days. You wouldn't do that. And that was a tough time, I'll tell you now. If you think about it last year, guys, when I was going through that period as well, so I'd gone through the really bad split. I'm now in a flat on my own. I've got no internet yet. I'm literally sat here with fucking nothing to do. And then to put the top on the bottle, I'd got £2.50. But I got through it. And like I said, this month, since that period, 18 months, it's the lowest amount of money I've had left. But that's just my shit management of money. But I'll learn by the mistake as well. Mate, I'll tell you something. When you're in situations like me, you learn to do things that other people would only dream about. Like, I may have said a few comments like, the people in suits have never any idea what it's like to figure out where your next bag of taters is coming from or a loaf of bread. Believe you me, I've been in that situation on numerous occasions. I have been in situations where I'm counting the potatoes in the bag so I can work out what I can have for the next 4 days. Or I'm counting the slices of bread in the loaf because I don't know how many I've got left until I then get some more. I have been in shit situations you wouldn't believe. As close to being like fucking nothing. Enjoyed the show. Yeah, thanks, Datebox. I must admit, we said off air, I'd said at the top of this stream, we felt it was a good show this week. You do get that buzz, that kind of feeling, that when you've finished, and especially when I'm editing, because I don't listen to it when I was editing, you feel it's a good show, so you get the kind of feedback. Jason, I've no sympathy for you, mate. I am absolutely detest smoking. Have done all my life. Never smoked in my 51 years of life. I think it's the most disgusting, filthy habit in the world. I have actually broke off relationships in the past because of that one reason. But no sympathy for you on that one, I'm afraid, Jason. Not at all. I think it's a disgusting and expensive habit, I may add right now. I can never understand that. But I suppose you're going to hit me with the old chestnut. It's addictive. To be honest, Jason, I think I'm not far behind you, mate. I think your number's there. Pretty bang on mine, I think. In fact, extremely close to mine. In fact, the 12th. In fact, is it the 12th? I'll tell you when. Calendar. Let me drop the calendar up. We're in July, aren't we? So it's July the 3rd today, isn't it? No, mine's till the 10th. Mine is. So it's guess we're going to play games for a week, aren't we? You just passed 10 years to quit smoking. I never have done it. It's just something I've absolutely detested all my life. I hate it. And I've had so many arguments and fallout with friends and family and shit like that, where my brother and my father, I always hark back to, because I used to have friends that smoked, and I always used to get into like fucking like arguments and say, well, why do you do it? It's filthy, you smell disgusting that you don't think you do, but you really do. And I used to have the old argument about a smoker's really no idea how bad they smell, and if you want to know how bad you smell, ask a person that's never smoked, who's your best buddy, ask him straight away. Ask him straight. Say, do I smell and I'll tell you now, if he's a proper good buddy and truthful, he'll tell you that you absolutely stink vile. And only non-smokers can tell you that, because as a non-smoker, your sensitivity to it is crazy. So then I go back to my dad and my brother. My brother smoked since he was 13. And then one day when he was about 35, he literally got up out of bed and said, fuck it, I've done. Didn't have any aids, anything to help him or anything, and then that's it. And he stopped and never smoked from that day to this day, and he's 62 now, I think. So yeah. So there you go. And my dad was the same. My dad smoked like forever. Fucking forever. And he just decided, like late in his 50s one morning, got up and said, fuck it, done. And they did. So. But I do fully understand about how it's an addictive drug, because it is. It's a drug. So that's the bottom line. It's a drug. We all know it is. Like it's the two things in the world, isn't it? It's like smoking and drinking are like the two worst addictive drugs in the entire world, but they're so readily available and easy to get. That I've never understood. But I guess you could pull the old chestnut out of, you know, we don't live in a communist society, you can do what you want, and I agree with that. Oh yeah, food. Like I said, smokers have no idea about things that they realise And I'm not going to get into the old smoking, non-smoking argument. Although I do really have a big point of, and I've nearly come into actual fights on more than one occasion. I think I told this on the Rambler once. Smoking where food is being served, in either a pub, club or whatever, or restaurant, to me should be taken outside and shot. Because you don't smoke where food is. I'm sorry, that's just wrong. And I say that's the only bee in my bonnet I've got about smoking. If you want to smoke, go outside and fucking smoke till your head falls off. But smoking around food, period, to me is just wrong on every scale. And then I also say, look, the reason I'll argue with you is you've no need to do it right here where people are eating food or serving food, because there's so many other places you can do it. But yeah, wrong that is. Nearly got into many a fight in a restaurant, I'll tell you now. Proper. Especially in one, I think it was an Indian restaurant, I think. An Indian restaurant's very tightly packed anyway. I think it was when the laws were coming in about you can't smoke in whatever restaurants and things. I think we were on the cusp of it. And I think me and the missus had just sat down for a meal. And we didn't go out for a meal very often. But we sit down for a meal. We literally walk in, sit down. And because the tables are so closely packed, and we're literally at the side of another table, and this couple had obviously just finished the meal, and we're just sitting down, and our meal's literally just coming to the table. This fucking idiot, not a foot away because they're packed, this fucking idiot at the side of me just decides to spark up. My missus knows instantly that's going to trigger me. And I could even see the guy's missus look at him as if to say, what the fuck are you doing? But he just merrily fucking... So I'm sat there, and we've got eye contact because we're literally on opposite tables, and I just kept staring at him. And first he glanced, and then he glanced, and he had no clue. So fucking brain dead. We just sat there, and I'm keep looking at him and staring at him. My missus going, eat your food, and I'm just sat there, ignored it, just kept looking. I looked at him, and then I think he said something. He says, yeah, anything. And I looked at him, and I looked at his missus, and I looked back at him. I says, any need? And he look, and then the penny dropped, I think. And he looked at, and I think he was on the real verge of saying, oh, sorry, mate, didn't realise. But then I think he felt a bit offended him. What the fuck's it got to do with you? But then it all kicked off then. And I just started raising my voice, and then I stood up and said, listen, there's people in here just sitting down for the food. Last thing they want is your fucking shit in their faces, and I don't sat here. I says, if you want it, go out fucking side and do it. That's when the management walked over. Oh, problems. I says, this twat here has suddenly decided to spark up when there's people here just sitting down for food. I says, don't you have some policy? And this bloke looked at him, and by then all the restaurants look. When this guy went out, everybody were clapping, and I just sat down and ate my fucking dinner. It's just not on in a restaurant. Just not on at all. I mean, you could also... It's one of these stupid subjects, isn't it? People who smoke and people that don't, I think it's such a fine line, because obviously you're in a free world anyway, you know what I mean? And if you want to do it, you do it. I mean, everybody knows the health hazards now and the shitty thing that it is. I mean, as a non-smoker all my life, I'd always have had this policy in my head. I just don't understand why people do it. One, because it looks fucking terrible, it smells terrible, and everything around you smells bad. So even as a level-headed human being, and I've often asked this question to people, is the addiction that high that you are not in control? Because it must do. It must do. Because I don't see any other reason that you would do it. My B&H Dual cost me best part of £9 for 20. £9.70. Are you fucking... Is that how much they are now? So you're talking £10? Fucking Jesus Christ. I had no idea they were that costly. But do you really enjoy it though, Jason? You can't physically enjoy smoking, surely. It's got to be an addiction. The best way to try and see if it's an addiction is just try and stop now and see how many days it is before you're pulling your fucking hair out. Or wanting to murder somebody. Oh, by the way, funny story. Looking at my thing, I've got something coming from Amazon at the minute. And you might well ask yourself, well, I thought you were skin. I am. But I've lost my fucking tape measure. And I'm in desperate need of a tape measure. And I had a really good tape measure in this flat. And even my brother was going to try and get me a piece of wood for my cupboard. Because the plan was not a table, but some shelving. And he was going to do it because he's a wood man. He does wood tinning and shit. So when I was on the phone to him the other day, he says, "What? How big's the gap?" So I'm thinking, tape measure. Always been in the kitchen drawer. Never been out of it. Used it about twice since I've been in this flat. You can't lose things in this flat. There are literally like 5 places in this entire place to put shit. Like, you can't lose it. But I'm telling you now, I've lost my fucking tape measure. So, basically, I've paid £2.45 to have a tape measure delivered tomorrow. Because I need one. I need to measure the fucking gap for my table to go in. And I need to measure to see if the table's right and shit. Can't believe I've lost it. I actually thought today that when I move the settee and have all this big gap, it's like I'd find it. It's fucking... I have looked everywhere. The point being, I've looked in the only places it could actually be, and it ain't fucking there. But anyway, I've got a 5-metre tape measure being delivered tomorrow. All £2.54 of it. So there we go. Super 6 starts again this weekend. How can it? Why, what football's on this week? Oh no, it's just they're sponsoring somebody. Wimbledon today, watched a bit of that, enjoyed that. Need a bit of sunshine though, because I think Wimbledon looks so shit in the dark. Not the dark, the fucking shitty weather. God. Do you know what, Mark? That actually crossed my fucking thing, mate. That's a great point you've just brought up. That is a great point, but I don't think we used a tape measure to put it up. He just literally put the fucker in the middle of the wall and said, "Do we want it here?" But with this thing being that big, I forgot to bring, any interest in the SNES Mini? I've got one pre-ordered. I have got one guaranteed pre-ordered from Shop 2. Toz SGDQ, you watch it at all? You're gonna have to break that down, mate. We can't have letters with that long and not knowing what they are. How are people around your area? Do you get any troubles? In what kind? We live on like what's called a council estate here, but it's quite pleasant actually, because the actual area is pretty pleasant, because the people that run the council estate, it's not the council, it's called Guinness Trust, and they're actually based in Oldham. So this entire estate's Guinness Trust. Now it is made for lower end families. You do see a lot of lower end families with like loads of kids and shit, but they're really pleasant. There's no great badness. There's kids running about screaming and shit, but that's normal, isn't it? Should I buy Diabolo 3 version for PS4? Yeah, definitely. I'd try and find it cheap on disc though, because, and I will say this by the way, it's not out yet, but it's due out soon. The proper disc that includes all this cool shit with it. I'm on a council estate. I will say though, guys, Craig, you asked about the area. I just keep myself to myself, and I think most people on this estate do. Very rarely do you see people talking to each other on the estate, and to be honest, I quite fucking like it. I mean, I'll speak to the guy downstairs. He's a real nice guy downstairs, and that's about it. Because it's the weird design of the houses anyway. And I very rarely go out to the shop, and if I do, if I see anybody, I'll speak, and they speak back. There's no ignorant twats on here. Because I think actually as well, I think they carry a very strong policy on this estate, and I'm thinking that because of the letters we get. I think they do have a really strong policy that if you fuck about on I think you'll be gone. I think you're out. And I'll even give you a clue. I got a letter through the post the other day, which is from the Guinness Trust, and it was a reminder. Please remind you that ball games aren't allowed on this estate. And I thought, so they're like on top of it and shit like that. So if you do something bad, I think you're on your way, and I think that's what makes this estate look okay. And also, the point as well, we pay a surcharge and all our lawns are mowed. We've got no fucking garden. There's like a bit of lawn on the front and there's fuck all on the back for me because I'm on a back of a car park. All the flats tall. The thing is about this place, Craig, you've got to picture this estate as probably 95% houses. 2 and 3 bedroom houses made for families, for young families. The part where I am is the first block on the estate, but the block, and I have lived in this area, in this vicinity all my life, all 50 years of it. And when I got offered this flat, I think I've said this before on the show, when I got offered this flat, I knew this estate. I've walked through this estate in the past. In fact, me and the second wife used to live round the corner, and we used to walk past this house every day, every week to go shopping, because the shops are just through the walkway over there. And I never knew that this place here where I am was flats. I thought this block was houses like the rest. So when I got offered this, and this block here, it's like the first block, and it's like, let me try and think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think there's 10 on this block. Very short. In fact, if I stood you in front of my block of the building, and I said to you, there's 10 flats in here, you'd like think, fuck off. No way. But then across the road, it's all houses. And it's quite tidy and pleasant, clean. It's not shitty. Not shitty at all. I think what it is, that there is a lot of kids around, and I mean, I look at it like this. I'm not going to lie, I'm getting old and a big fucking old fart in my days, and you have the windows open in the summer, and the kids can be screaming like all day. Like running round. I know they're only playing, and they're being kids are kids. We all did it when we were younger. But I don't think you quite realise it when they're like doing it all day. It can get a bit fucking monotonous. But I don't begrudge it to them at all. It's kids. We all were kids at one stage. I live in an ex-council estate. Majority bought them cheap under Thatcher. Not many left. To be honest, Niall, it was my original home. From a child was my father's house and my mum's house when he was a minor, and he was the only one working in the house. They were proper council estate asses where we lived, but it was a street, it was a cul-de-sac. There was 12 asses on this cul-de-sac, and my mum and dad had divorced. I think when I went back up that way when I was about 16, I think I did. I went back for a couple of months. He'd just been given his payment from Pitt from being made redundant, and it was a good crack, by the way. No beating about the bush. They paid fucking exceptionally well. The longer you were down the pit, the better you fucking got the pay, severance pay, and I think he'd been down there 38 years, coming into his 39th, so he got a good fucking crack. So then, right at that time, it was the big Thatcher bloody movement. Let's get everybody buying the council houses. And my father, I looked at the papers, I actually read them, and I said to him, Dad, for fuck's sake, buy this now. And he got offered the council house, 3-bedroomed, good council house to wear, fucking banging big uns. He got offered that cat's ass for £8,200. And he said, no, I ain't fucking giving him money. Fuck it, he says, I've worked hard for this money, it's mine. My brother, 5 years later, moved into next door. Got it for a reasonable... I think, actually, he moved into next door when it was still a cat's ass, 5 years later. And then he, way down the line, like probably 8, 9 years later, he bought it. He sold that house next door to my dad's, exact same houses, because that's how they were fucking built in them days. My dad could have picked that up for 8 grand. I begged him to. My brother sold his about 12 years later for 148 grand. And I could have fucking died. Because the bottom line of it all, the way our family life has gone throughout history, if my dad would have bought that, that would have been mine by now. I love that house as well. I lived in that house from when I was 4.5 to when I was 14, when my mum and dad divorced. Love that house. Brilliant. It was recently up for sale, actually, when me and my second wife got our council house just down the road from it, because we used to drive past it every day, and we always used to look up the street, because you drive down, we always used to look up the street. It's where you were born and bred, it's where you was as a kid. We looked up the street and there was a for sale sign, and I went fucking looking for it on the internet, and it looks brilliant inside. I actually contemplated going up one day, but I bet they thought you'd have been a right fucking weirdo. Been interesting. I tried to find out who lived in it, and it was a young woman with a couple of kids. And I was going to walk up one day and knock on the door and do the old look. I'm really sorry to trouble you. I know you might think I'm a weirdo, and if it bothers you, I'll be on my way. I says, but this is my house that I grew up in from when I was 5. Do you mind if I just have a quick look on the backyard, or just have a little nostalgic look round? And I was generally going to do that, but I thought, no, fuck it. You know what people are like nowadays. It's a bit weird. Yeah, a lot of mistakes were made by a lot of people in the days around the council house malarkey, and that's the prime example that I use. My dad could have had it for 8 grand. My brother moved in, did buy it, sold it a few years later for 150 nearly. Fucking crazy. Crazy. I tell you to jog up. Would you be an interesting thing? Would you really do that? As a question, if I... Obviously you wouldn't know me, but if I knocked on your door, and I'm a genuine guy, I'm not some weird fucker, or at least I don't think I am, and I knocked on the door and was as genuine as I could be and said to you, this used to be my childhood home, do you mind if I just have a quick peek at the garden? You know, I didn't want to like rummage through all the fucking drawers or anything, I just wanted to look at the old garden and stuff. But it's probably me then. I'm a bit normal and everybody else ain't, is what I say. Definitely. Oh, I've just thought of something as well. I've got to fucking format the Switch and format the 3DS. Too right if I didn't know you. Jason, I want to tell you something, mate. I've rented all my life and I've never regretted it. Never been a problem. Honestly. I think my dad used to tell me. That's why he never bought that house either. It never did him any harm either. I think it stems from my dad. And I've always said, you buy a house, it's a 25 fucking year rope round your neck, innit, to be fair, and it's not fucking cheap. So, but it's not for everybody. You do what you think's right at the time, don't you? You do. Still waiting for that Derby County fucking lottery win. That's what I'm waiting for. Then I might buy a house. Knowing me, I'd win enough to buy this fucker I'm sat in now. Then again, this is worth about 20 quid, I think. It is. I think this is worth about 20 quid. Right then, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. Another 3-hour stream. I will say click the like button, but I think we've covered that enough at the night, and quite a few people have. Just remember to keep doing it. If you see me streaming, just keep doing it. Because I do look at that, and I use it, like I said at the start of all this talk, I don't look at it for advertising and getting bigger. I look at it to genuinely say to myself, are the people enjoying what I'm doing? And to show me that you're enjoying it, you click like, because if you like something, it's what you do. But if I log on and in a few days' time and see 400 people have watched it and 12 people have liked it, it's a bit shitty. I'd rather just play games on my own all night. So it is what it is. We shall see. Might be a rambler tomorrow or the day after. We shall keep you posted. It will no doubt be fun and the values of Gumtree. So there we go. The guy hasn't got back to me, by the way, that I wrote. I wonder if I've still got his email actually, so I could actually read it word for word, and I don't think I have. But let me just see if I have. No, I'll tell you what though, I could find it in the sent file. Just 1 second. Let me try and find this a minute, because this is funny. Here he is. Are you ready? So this, I won't call him out his name, but then again, fuck it, I will. His name's Gary, apparently. Okay? So it's the Nintendo Switch with Mario Kart coloured model advert. So his reply to my Gumtree advert reads, quote for quote, word for word, from Gary. Don't be asking silly prices. I've reported you for it. I'm selling at reasonable rates and you're driving custom away. Stop it. So as I said at the top of this show, talking about this Gumtree thing, how the fuck is me selling my Switch at a really high price driving his customer away from his reasonable rate console? Am I like missing something there, or is this guy like, what the fuck? If anything, he should be writing to say to me, cheers mate for selling yours at a stupid price, because I've just sold mine, because mine was way lower. I could get that. Don't be asking silly prices. I've reported you for it. I hope they tell him to fuck off. I hope they say, what you're reporting? Somebody's selling an item for some money on Gumtree. What's he reporting? That's exactly what I said earlier in the thing. I actually said that to him, Jason. I replied to... My reply was... In fact, I might have my reply. Here we are. This is my reply. Hiya, mate. How can my price be driving people away from yours? If anything, surely it will help sell yours. I actually know about the Switch at the minute being in very big, high demand because there are shortages. Hence me selling, and it is being sold for around these prices everywhere. Maybe you ought to do some research and put yours up. Then I put at the bottom, by the way, with anything for sale on these sites, nobody makes you buy an item. So again, why is it a problem? Yeah, that's what I should have done. Fucking crazy Gumtree. That text, that beats the one the other day. Don't be asking silly prices. I've reported you for it. I mean, that has got to be one of the most fucking stupidest replies to an advert I think I've ever had in my life. And I've sold a lot of stuff online. Like, what? Just crazy. Just madness, innit? Really is truly mad. The things that people do and people say on Gumtree. I can't wait to get... Excuse me. Wait to get Ricky's opinion. I'd ask for more, as I'd expect to be knocked down on the ass. Well, no, I'm selling mine for a pretty high price. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to beat about the bush. Like I said on the show, they're currently selling last week's average price on eBay for a Nintendo Switch standalone was between £380 and £420. And when I say that, I mean it's selling. They are sold adverts. They are bids, and they sold for between 380 and 420. I've got my Switch. I've got a 3D printed dock, so you don't scratch it if you want to use that. I've got a pair of driving wheels as well, and I've got Mario Kart. And I've put mine at 400, and I would have sold it for around 380. Because that's the going price of a standalone one at the minute. I'm only selling it for the price that it's going for at the minute. And as I've said all along, if people think that's too high, yeah, okay, no problem. No problem at all. Thanks for watching. On your way. Nobody's making you buy it. Oh, yeah, he did, mate. Big time. Yeah, Declan, he did. Big time, mate. Like the SNES Mini, more chance of tits on Tarzan than people getting. Datebox, I'm going to tell you now, mate, and I'm not going to lie about it. When I get a mini SNES, which I'm guaranteed day one of getting one, I ain't opening it. I am not cracking that fucking thing open, because it's already been announced that Nintendo have said they're only manufacturing them till December. So I'm telling you now, you've seen how crazy the other fucking stupid thing went. Them mini SNESers will sell for absolutely fucking crazy money. And then when I hear the point, which is a double fucking whammy, that apparently the Americans are losing the shit because the European design is way better than theirs. We've got the original looking SNESy model. They've got the old Famicom shit thing that looks like a fucking box. Well, all the Americans are like thinking, I want one of them. So you fast forward to fucking January when there's no more being made. I'm telling you now, that is going to be into the thousands. If that little fucking other one sold for $3,000 and $2,000 on eBay, I sure as shit tell you now, this one won't be far behind it. Do you not agree? And most places as well I've seen that were selling them are only allowing you to buy one. Declan, I've watched a good video today talking about the mini SNES, and it was a passionate bloke. It was one of these YouTubers that's got fucking thousands of games behind him. He's like got every game made known to fucking man. Big YouTuber talking about the mini SNES. But he then brought that exact subject up that you've said, and he says the mini SNES is a fantastic piece of kit. He says, by the way, before you fill my comments with shit, yes, I know a Raspberry Pi can do it. Yes, I know I can get an emulator to do it. And by the way, guys, I've actually got the original cartridges of all the games on it, as well as a Nintendo, behind me. However, I get that, but I still want one of these for the nostalgic purpose that it carries. And I agree with him. Definitely. We know you can play it on the Raspberry Pi, and we know you can play emulators and all that shit. But that's not the point. People are missing the point. It's a great looking piece of kit. It is going to sell for stupid money. That is no fucking question. I'll tell you what I will be interested in. The day it breaks, the day it's out, September 29th, I think, is it? The day it's out, there's no question, I think, people are going to jump on. You're going to see them on eBay straight away. There's going to be eBay ads saying, mini SNES, lardy fucking dardy dar, and I think you're going to, what's it retailing? It's retailing for about 80 quid. So, I think on the first weekend and the week following, maybe 2 weeks, I think you're going to see prices anywhere from between 100 to maybe 250 for the first few weeks. Then it'll die down, People will still keep buying them, but I don't think the stock will be there. Nintendo have said they're going to manufacture them till December. So be it. But you may be manufacturing, but when are you releasing them? And how fast are they selling out in the shops? So I just picture when that December comes and no more's being made, that means, whoom, stop. You've done. No more being made. Whatever's out there is out there. That's when it starts getting silly. And I think the best price to sell one is going to be probably about next February, March time. Round about next Easter is what I think. And I'm hoping I'm still talking on the show and shit like this, and I'll be on there now to say, I bet you that breaks the £1,000 barrier. And I'll tell you right now, I'm sorry, but if some fucking idiot wants to seriously pay me £1,000 for a mini SNES, I will snatch the fucking arms off. And anybody in this room would do exactly the same. And if you don't, I think you're lying to yourself. Jesus Christ. Crazy. Yeah, Nintendo and Nintendo, aren't they? They've always been crazy. They're still apologising for no Switches. And there's no sign of Switches coming in, by the way. I know that people have been messaging me, because they know I'm selling mine. People have been messaging me and saying, so-and-so's got them in stock. Shop 2's advertised got them in stock. Game's got them in stock. Yeah, they have. They've got about 2 fuckers. And soon as you get on, they've gone. Because they are literally living like 1, 2, 3 at a time. You can't make nowhere. That's why they're selling this fucking stupid price. Tell you, they're going for crazy money, and mine's in mint condition, clean as a whistle, box as the lot. Coloured version, so you can add another 50 quid on top of that. By the way, tell me the prices aren't fucking stupid, but I saw Poster Bargain, which I actually like them. They're a great site, they do some great stuff. If you're a gamer, you'll have heard of Poster Bargain. I saw them tweet a post today, and I actually was going to reply into it, but then I thought to myself, no, because it kind of sounds a bit derogatory towards them, and I didn't want it to come across as that. Because they aren't, I didn't want them to, they aren't the people I was trying to get at. But they was advertising them, the new mini fucking nunchucks, whatever the fuck they're called. The new colour scheme for Splatoon, did you see them? That pinky purple bollocks. And Poster Bargain, who have got good prices, $69.99. And I so wanted to fucking put a post and saying, and you wonder why consoles for Nintendo are selling at silly prices, when this fucker is £70 for probably one of the cheapest feeling pieces of thing in your hand you'll ever have. And as much as I love Nintendo, they've done classics all their life, and they're still pulling out fucking gems out their arse every 5 minutes. Brilliant. But I don't know who was doing the marketing this time around for the Switch that suddenly must have been on that table, all pissed out the red, and said, I know what we'll do, all the peripherals we'll sell them for fucking hundreds of dollars. And everybody went, good idea. I'm sorry, but 80 quid for a plastic dock that literally is a piece of plastic, 70 quid for 2 more nunchuck bullshits that are just there for colour, bollocks. The Pro controller, is that not 70 quid? Yet more bollocks. And yet Nintendo have never been like it. So why have Nintendo all of a sudden gone, fuck it, we're going to screw everybody here for these prices? And then, to take the piss even further, there's some guy in the corner of that same room that's allowed this thing to happen. He's up in the corner, fucking bottle of whiskey in his hand, totally bladdered, comes up with the best idea. I know, let's not make many of the fuckers. And that's Nintendo's marketing in a nutshell in the corner of a room. One, they'll fucking keep churning out shit that's really expensive. And two, fuck it, we'll not make many of them. And I think I touched on last week when we first started talking about the mini SNES and about buying it and shit. And it's like crazy. And like, people were talking about it, and I'm like, crazy tough. And Dirtbox, you're right, mate. There's nowhere can you get them. Anywhere. North America, Japan and Europe, there isn't any. So when I'm selling mine for 400 quid, if you want one and want to buy that, you knock yourself out. Nobody's making you buy it, and I'll hold my hands up and say that across the board. And I've said this from the beginning. If it don't sell, it don't sell. So what? It sits there till I play Mario in November. But fucking hell, if people want to pay money for them, do it. And I wouldn't begrudge anybody selling them either. Nobody is in a position to tell anybody what they can buy and can't sell. Nobody. Because at the end of the day, as I'll always come back to, nobody's got a gun at your head saying, right you fucker, you're buying this Nintendo Switch at 400 quid. Buy it now and blowing your fucking head off. Nobody does that. This is it. Let me tell you, I've turned down 380. Somebody offered me 380 last week. And this is why it's actually a good gauge, because when I've had all the clowns keep messaging me all week, in fact, all of them start the same. Have you still got the Switch for sale? Yep. I know what the next thing's going to say. How much do you fucking want to sell it for? And as I said on the fucking show last night, I'll sell it for what's on the thing. I've told them that, and it's crazy, and then what I've started doing, and this is funny, I got 2 messages last night. Have you still got the Switch for sale? I did put yes, but before, to say fucking about, I said yes due to many time wasters, and the price is on the listing. 3 of them never replied, and I think the 4th one's still doing. Thinking about selling mine, was real disappointed with Zelda. Only problem is the dog chewed up the box. Would no box put people off? Declan, if you've got a Switch with no box, I think you're looking at 350. I think if you stuck it on eBay or one of your Gumtrees, I think put that at 350 with no box. If it's got Zelda, that carries a bit of weight, because every single person that's messaged me to buy mine says, have you got Zelda? And like a fucking idiot, which I don't regret, because she's a good friend, I sold it to fucking Kirsty, who listens to the show, the day before. Because I'm telling you now, if I'd still got Zelda for that console, that would add another 50, 60 quid on top. Worse than Ricky. I ain't worse than Ricky. Mate, I need money, I'm skinned. If it's got a K, yeah, I'd still say 350, 360. You probably push that and get that for that. Definitely. But the thing to do, Declan, is probably do what I did. Go and put it on your local Gumtree, or put it on the thing. Put it at the price that you want to sell it at. And just see what you do. If it don't sell, it don't sell. That's my reasoning. Mine's on there, 400 quid. If it don't sell, it don't fucking sell. Okay, people have had a look. End of. If it does sell, it does sell. Great. But people, I'm hoping that people are aware, which I'll fucking educate them anyway, and people, a couple of people like we've had today as well, why are you selling it for that much? Because that's the going rate at the minute. You know, it's like telling somebody, why is your ass 200 grand right now, and yet last year at 100 grand? Because that's the going rate. I think you need a Logistical. I'm house trained. I've got a few consoles to bring with. Mate, there isn't any room in this flat to have anyone else in it. You couldn't live 2 people in this flat. No way, and I'm being serious. You couldn't have 2 people living in this flat. It's just not viable. It really is small. I can't describe to you how small it is. I ought to do a mini vlog actually. I ought to do a mini vlog with my phone and walk in through the door and do you a little walk round, see if it comes across well and see if it gives you the size. Because I honestly don't think you realise how small this is. Seriously. I think it is. I think when I was measuring for the carpet, when I say it on the show, I think I'm pretty accurate when I say it's 24 foot from that wall to that wall. And I think it's 8 foot across. And that's it. That's on like the rectangle. So 24 by 8. But there is a door to a small kitchen. The kitchen's about the kitchen's not massive, but it's big enough to survive. It's like got a cooker, wake surfaces, washers in there, sink, wake surface with the kettle and microwave. It's not massive, so that's the kitchen. In the kitchen's got 2 little cupboards, one either side. That's where I keep my clothes. I don't own many clothes because I left them at fucking the old ass. I've got another cupboard there that's got a bit of rubbish in it again. And then that door there's got a brilliant fridge freezer in it. And then I've got my cupboard that's going to be my 3D printing cupboard soon. To be fair, my flat isn't massive. My room is 10 foot by 10. What, living on your own, Jason? Have you got like a little bed sit for yourself? They're the best things when you first get a flat. Mine was just like that. Mine was fucking crazy tiny. The very first bed sit flat I got when I was 16, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you could actually touch each wall, stood up, stretch it, really stretching. I think you could touch your wall. 2-bedroom, does it? You've got to have the... You see, that's what was... When I first come to this flat and was worried about viewing it, and I said to my brother at the time, because it was classed as a... I think it was said a fucking bed sit, I think they called it. And I said at the time, I said, if it's not got its own bathroom, I'm not taking it. Because at my age, sharing a fucking bathroom is not on. I did share a bathroom in my first ever flat that I had when I was 16. But they were nice, they were, because what was good about them, they was above a cafe that was brand new in the village, and they actually rented off the landlady that owned the cafe. And then that's when it got changed over to a Chinese, and I lived in there. But what made them good, the entire building was brand new refurb, because the people that bought the cafe, it used to be an old run-down shop that not have been a shop for fucking like 15 years, and it was run-down piece of property in the village. It was a fucking eyesore, to be fair, because the village was really nice. But then these people bought it, signs went up, boards went up, and it was like everybody in the village, because everybody knew everybody's fucking business. It was like, oh, what's it going to be? And there's like rumours flying about and all this bullshit. And then one rumour got out about 2 weeks before opening. It's going to be a cafe. It's going to be a cafe. And it was really nice when it opened. Very strange place to have it, though, in a very tiny village, literally next door to a pub, the local village pub. It was a sit-down little coffee house that was only open in the daytime from like 9 in the morning till about 5 at tea time. Got a couple of arcade machines in the corner that she got for the school kids, and I think she had them removed because it caused a load of school kids to be DOS bags and start ruining fucking cafe. And then I got offered the bed sit. I was living down at my dad's when I was 16, and there was a few bed sits, and I was in the cafe talking to somebody, having a coffee, playing on the arcade machine, and a young lad there that had got one of the bed sits, a bit older than me. Because we never knew there were bed sits there. They were never advertised. And he just sat playing the game one day, and we got talking. I said, oh, I'm living at home with my dad. I've come back from my mum's after divorce, and I'm a bit of a shitty state at the minute. And he says, well, you know there's a flat going upstairs, don't you? And I went, what flats? And then he told me, obviously, and I went, fucking hell. And I says, well, how do I do it? He says, go and speak to the landlady. Now, luckily, because I used to go in there regular, she knew me by name anyway. And as soon as I says, Dave said you got a flat, haven't you? And she goes, yeah. She goes, why, do you want it? I went, yeah. She says, okay. Come in the morning just before we open at 8:30, and we'll sit down, have a chat, and we'll see. Fucking 20 minutes later, the day after, I'd got it. It were brilliant. Banging it were. And it were a tiny little bed set. I had some really good fucking times in there, by the way. A young 17-year-old lad. The only thing that held me back is when I had my first surgery. So I'd literally just moved in on my own. I got a fucking pot on my leg from my thigh to my ankle. That was a shit time. But fucking, I had some fun after that. Some ladies. There were some ladies around at that time. It was good times to be had by all. Todd's favourite arcade game as a kid. Mine was Xevious Vertical Shooter. We actually answered this in the show this week. I think somebody asks us. I'll say what I said there. I wasn't an arcade man in my youth. Wasn't a massive arcade fan. We did used to go in the arcades on holiday as a kid, obviously. but I was more of a slotter. I was the 2-penny man. I love my slot machines, and I don't mean fucking push penny and all that bullshit. I mean proper dirt slotters. I used to fucking love them to death. My entire holiday stemmed around there until I got the telly bingo bug when I was about 14. So yeah, really cool. But the arcade machine that I did play was what was it? Point Blank. Point Blank was the greatest arcade machine I did. Yes, mate, on about just talking in the stream, I played the game for 2.5 hours, and on this stream every night we do gameplay and chat. If you don't like it, bye. If you want to go and watch it, go back on the stream on YouTube and watch it. 2.5 hours of that play. You've missed it. And who doesn't like a chat of an evening? Tekken 3 and Time Crisis 2 are the kind of... I've got to say, the Point Blank, I just fell in love with that, and it was the first time I got... It was the first time I saw that the gun games were coming into fruition. Because I think at the time after Point Blank, we got them really trendy gun games, you know, like the fucking Terminator ones and all that, and I could never get on with them. They were a bit too, like, wow. But the Point Blank was just simple. Pick the yellow gun up, shoot the targets. I'll tell you now, thinking back to Point Blank, I think it was one of the greatest games in the arcade. It was so much fun. And then when I could buy it on my console, Jesus Christ, did I spend a lot of money on that. I imported the gun from... Point Blank was in Inglemells. That's where I first played Point Blank, and I can tell you exactly the arcade it was in as well. But I don't think it's there anymore. So I don't know how much you know of Inglemells prior to the Oasis shit being there. But I'm going back to when that Oasis pyramid was not even there. There was caravan sites there. The bingo across the hall was there, because my mum used to go to the bingo every night there and drop us off at the arcades. Now where the Oasis is now, that's where they had a massive double arcade. One on this side of the road, one on that side of the road. Owned by the same company. Massive double arcade. That's where I first saw Point Blank. And do you know what's even more sad? Or very reminiscent? I can actually visualise me stood at the door of the arcade, and it had 6 doors. I can actually visualise now stood at the door, and I can see where the Point Blank machine actually is in my head right now. Brilliant. Yeah, but what I'm saying, Jason, that all that pyramid shit was flat. There was just a market there called the Eastgate Market. So where there is a market now, by the way, you know how the market's intertwined with all that? Well, picture the pyramid flat. Picture caravan sites just for miles. But then where the market is, picture that entire space, even a bigger market. And then the car parks off to the right. And then, you know, if you went right down into the village, there was the shops. But halfway up, there was arcade splattered. But there's a main double arcade just where the actual Oasis pyramid is now. And that's where we used to go. So because the caravan site we used to be on, where you've got the Eastgate Market here, where the bingo was there, then you've got the crossroads there, straight to the seafront over, towards Skeggy that way, towards Blue Anchor that way. Our caravan site was towards Skeggy, just before Butlins. In fact, where Butlins was, you could actually see the end of Butlins before there was a path, and the campsite that we used to actually stay on every year since I was about 6. Sealands Caravan Park it was called. Dragon's Lair, that were a fucking... looked like nothing you'd ever seen. You put money in it and stood there and went, oh, right, okay, where's my money gone? The game's broke. How many times did you put money into Dragon's Lair and actually thought the thing was completely fucking broken? It was called Sealands, mate. I'll tell you what it is. If you remember, pretend you're driving down side of Butlins. So we're coming from Skeggy towards Inglemells, okay? Butlins is on your right. You've got all that snazzy fucking big giant Butlins. So you're now approaching where you're going to be coming to Inglemells. And where Butlins ends, you've got a slip road. So you can either go off to the right and go up by towards Oasis, or you can stay left on the main road, and if you stay on that road it takes you into the bottom of the town of Inglemells. I know this fucking place like the back of my hand. So when you veer off right at this junction, so you're driving down in a car, you're going to stop for ongoing traffic, you're going to veer off, you just go round the corner, the very first fucking campsite there, the opening is right there. It used to be called Sealands. Opposite there was the Copper Bell, little pub, tiny campsite. Carry on driving, crossroads, seafront, and then where the Oasis is there, but it used to be called Eastgate Market. And one of the best places to go for arcades was carry straight on, and for about a mile there used to be the Blue Anchor. Do you remember Sega did a couple of proper hologram games in the arcade in the 80s? I can't remember that, mate, but I probably saw one. I only really know Coastfield site and the Anchor site. The Anchor site, it was called Blue Anchor, that's further on, and Coastfields is just before there. Stayed in Coastfields. Later on in life, me and a friend went, because my mum had a caravan on there. Then we actually, Coastfields got owned by Haven, I think, in the end. I might be mistaken. But that's when fucking stupid prices went through the roof. Last Haven holiday I went with my daughter when she was about 4, and my first wife. We had a caravan holiday with Haven. 4 days cost us, I think, as much money as a week's holiday used to cost us as a kid. But I went there and I'd be about what? If my daughter would be about 4 or 5, so that makes it about 15 years ago. So I'd be in my late 30s, early 40s. I joined the Haven snooker tournament. All the young whippersnappers thought they were the bollocks. Not played snooker for about a year. About 2 hours later, walked back to caravan, trophy in hand. Cheers, you mugs. Thank you very much. Won it. I was walking past with my daughter, because I think her mum was a bit ill. And there was a big sign on the campsite arcade. Snooker tournament this afternoon starts at 2 o'clock. So I thought, fuck it. Went back to caravan. I said to Mrs., I says, look after it, little 'un, for a bit. I says, there's a snooker tournament. I'm going to go and have a look at it. Okay. Fucked off down. Couple of quid to enter. Won it. Thank you very much. Walks back to caravan about 3 hours later. Here. Brilliant. Star Wars arcade sitting cabinet. Brilliant thing, but I never ever got to play it. Never got to play it. I watched other people play it, because like I said, arcade machines never interested me at all. Never ever. In fact, I could probably count on one hand, other than Point Blank, because that was like, I used to bung shitloads in. I can count on one hand the amount of arcade games I have actually put money in and played. Never appealed to me, and I think it was the point. I think it was the point of putting money in that was the killer. Because I was in that era when, like, your mum dropped you off, she buggered off to the bingo, dropped you off in the arcade with like 3 or 4 quid in your hand, which went fucking miles in them days. I think what it was in my head, I could spend nearly all night on the slotters, or I could go and put my money in an arcade and be spent up in like fucking 45 minutes. Because obviously you were shit at the games because you didn't understand what half of them were. So you'd stick your money in and like 30 seconds later the game's over, your credit's gone and you fucking lost your money. So then you put some more in, and that's how it went. And I think it's because I didn't think how much arcades cost now. I really didn't even think about it. Fucking hell, I bet it's crazy. Mad Dog McCree was brilliant. They were the best things in the world, and they went crazy, didn't they? Like the big fucking like mini West thing with the rifles, and they shot the water. Everybody went for the water, didn't they? Was that Mad Dog McCree, or was that just an offshoot of it? Mad Dog McCree was a gun gaming on TV, weren't it? Yeah. It was a real life film one, weren't it? I'm thinking of the things that sprung up after that. Do you know which ones I mean? Them that were like, they looked like a market store, but it was like a Wild West scene. And there was real animatronics. like rocking chairs and shit, and doors that opened, and toilet doors that when you hit the target, it fucking bloke ran out and said something and then went back in. They were massive in my day, they were. And then you always used to see one part of the thing where the floor was wet, and you knew that shooting one of the targets there used to fucking fire a water pistol. So you used to check the line, and I used to wait for people stood outside and just belt it one. Yeah, Mad Dog McCree was the telly one, I remember now. It was pretty cool. But of course we can't play gun games today, can we? Which I think is such a shame. Oh God, are they still there? Christ, I'd love to see one of them. Fucking hell, I'd love to. God, I can picture it now. All the noises. Yeehaw! Brilliant. Oh guys, there's something I meant to tell you all to. You must watch. If you've not caught it yet, I sent Ricky the video this afternoon. I'm going to tell you this little bit of story, then I'm going to go because this is a massive stream. I watched gameplay today from the guys at PlayStation Access. You know I'm a great fan. Watched gameplay from the guys at PlayStation Access today, and I think it was from 2 days ago. So just go and look. Just go on their stream. You'll see it. It's gameplay from the South Park Fractured But Whole game. Actual first gameplay. I'm not going to say anything more other than it's about a 10-minute clip of actual gameplay that nobody's ever seen. But the reason I want you to go and watch it is because you know how like decent and proper PlayStation Access are. I think they officially linked somewhere along the line, so they're like really prim and proper. I'm going to tell you now that the 10-minute clip that they show, I'm willing to put money on that you could actually sift through that entire South Park game and not find a worst part to show people. And I mean worst as in vulgar, disgusting, horrendously disgusting gameplay. You have to watch it. Seriously. They're in a strip club. Just go and watch the gameplay on there. You will piss yourselves till you're crying. Because one, I don't know how they get away with it, and two, how on earth that PlayStation Access decided to put that up, fucking God only knows. But it's well worth checking out. You will thank me when you watch it. Anyway, I'm going. My voice is dying. I'm knackered. I need a coffee. It's way late, I think, we're getting. I'm yawning. So tomorrow night, guys, I might do a bit of VR, as I said, and I'll also, I think, probably do a bit of VR, then restart a stream, just have a chat later, so we'll see how it goes tomorrow night. And whether we have a Rambler or not, I will let you know tomorrow night as well. So anyway, I'm going, because I need the loo as well. So thanks again, guys. I would say click the like, but I think there's more people that's clicked the like that's actually left in the room now, so it don't matter. Anywho, I'm going. I need a piss. I need a drink. Until tomorrow night, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. I've enjoyed this one. It's been a long one. So thanks again. Really enjoyed your company. Stop me moaning. Date blocks. It's not to stop me moaning, mate. It's just to show that you guys like what I do. I shall see you tomorrow night, I think. See you, boys. Good night, guys. Oh, I haven't stopped it yet, I don't think. I haven't. I've not gone yet. I'm going now. I'm going now. Good night.